All right,
recording.
welcome players to Small Pone, the next generation, since the game doesn't actually, it's called Pilots of the Ark or something, whatever. Welcome to the game. Who wants to catch us up on what happened in the last session real quick?
I have a question.
Wait, it can wait. Just put it on ice until we get ourselves up to speed. What was the last thing the players did last session? Who remembers?
We retook the Proteus.
Well, that and
No,
then
we visited the three main families in that.
Oh, that's right.
Main
we retook the
spaceport.
Proteus the time before that.
Yeah, and we discussed them with flooding the market with the nanophase, but they pointed out that if they did so, they would bring a lot of unwanted attention to the colony. Not to mention, we did leave that one pirate ship go tell their boss that we just killed his son. That we not us, but still his son has been murderated. He's cadaverific. His mind has been spread out.
He suffered a slightly fatal wound.
Critical skull failure.
Mm-hmm. And we could possibly contact our sister ship, which actually may be our previous captain, which is probably why we didn't wake up, because he may still be alive. So
I do recall the pirates saying that they made efforts to make sure that the signal didn't get out from him to revive us, so that may or may not have been the case.
Okay. Huh.
Well, that's where we are. Now, Rocket, what was your question?
You remember last time in the chat I kind of updated my stuff, and I wasn't sure. Do I have to change the advancement method?
Yes. You can never use the same advancement method twice ever.
Okay. Well, I need to find a book again.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, what do you guys do? You've just finished a meeting with the three families. I don't know if any formal agreements were made in that meeting, other than they gave you the ability to come and go to Freeport whenever you wanted in exchange for the stuff.
They also gave us a bunch of food.
Yeah. And and you were getting a bunch of food as well in exchange for all of the 75 doses of nanophage, something like that.
Nanophage and goodwill, and also I can talk with them anytime I want from my ship.
That and again, free parking. That's the first thing we said. No charging us to talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. So the first thing on my to-do list was prepare for a frickin' war. Okay. So that includes getting the Proteus in fighting condition. So the first thing I ask is, okay, Faith, what weapons exist on board that are still intact? Which ones should we repair? And how do we get this ship in peak space battle conditions?
Okay. So if I recall, Faith is now hooked up to the Proteus, right?
Completely hooked in.
And she hates me.
Faith says, after performing a system-wide diagnosis, I have good and bad news regarding our weapons capabilities. The bad news is that all of our minor weapon systems, hard points, mass accelerator cannons, point-to-point, anything that was simple enough for the pirates to recognize for what it was and has been stripped away. All of those weapon systems are now either have been cannibalized for parts or no longer aboard at all. They've been removed. However, those weapon systems that they didn't even recognize as weapon systems, our more advanced capabilities are still functional. The primary weapon system uses our drive to function. It uses our main reactor. It uses our gravity manipulation. Only it focuses outside of the ship rather than around the ship. So instead of decreasing the mass of the ship so that we can be accelerated, it increases the mass of another object to such an extent that intermolecular forces no longer keep atoms separated, and they collapse into brief energetic singularities. The range of this weapon system is extremely limited, and the effects do not persist unless the object is sufficiently massive.
Also, don't we not have a gravity drive anymore?
Oh, you have a gravity drive. You can't produce the exotic matter highways anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't stuck, you could still fly the ship along existing highways, but without flurry heart. This is the negative energy density matter that's used for the Albuquerque drive.
Wait, so our primary weapon is a giant gravity machine that'll kind of impact every ship that gets near us.
Well, not every ship. It needs to it targets specific ships, but like it can only be targeted at one place at one time. Also, it's most effective while the ship isn't moving, because if the ship is moving, then some amount of our own anti-gravity needs to be removed. It needs to be counteracting the mass of the ship. While stationary, it's incredibly powerful.
Basically,
aren't we stuck being stationary for the next while?
You are currently stuck stationary until you get unstuck from the ring. You are stuck.
Sounds good.
Can we not maneuver the? Is it? I assume it's a hull-mounted weapon. We can't have. It's not on a turret.
It's not mounted to anywhere on the exterior of the ship. It uses unicorn magic effectively. It uses the same systems that it uses the engines, basically. So as long as the ship's engines are running, the weapon is running as well. Disabling one will also disable the weapon.
Okay, so as long as they get within a certain range of our ship, we can mess them up.
Yes.
Okay, how about our shields and our hull? Like, what do we need to fix there?
She says, "Do you want the bad news or the worst news?"
Give them both. I'm ready.
Okay. The bad news is that all of the shield emitters have been stolen or destroyed. So you're going to need to replace them. At the moment, we do not have shields at all.
Oops.
However, those parts aren't difficult to make. They don't use anything. They don't use any unusual matter. So as long as you can get the list of raw materials, you could manufacture replacements and get the shields up and running, no problem. The worst news is that a lot of the exterior armor plating has been removed, which compromises the structural integrity of the ship. So if you ever take any sort of severe stress, the ship could break apart.
That sounds very bad.
What makes that worse is the fact that you're missing like hundreds of thousands of tons of refined steel. There's no shortcut to replacing the ship's armor. You need like whole asteroids worth of steel, and you can't cheat that.
I'm guessing that entire spaceport down below is that hundreds of thousands of tons of steel. Okay.
Probably, although it's old and rusted now, so you probably don't want to use it for...
No,
armor.
And that's people's homes now, so we'll avoid that.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of it has been salvaged for raw material.
Mm-hmm. How many ships, ships are on board? Like, do we just have our main ship and that's it?
There's another dock that's empty for another freighter or frigate. I always get those confused. For another frigate like yours. There are also, dozens, I don't even know a specific number. There are many small unarmed shuttles that don't have any weapons or any unusual sensors, just the basic Star Trek shuttlecraft.
Okay, that can go to and from the planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although more primitive, because I think in later Star Trek seasons they had replicators and stuff on board. You don't have any of that stuff, and they don't have shields. They're just they can fly, they can make a landing and carry passengers and cargo up again.
Wait, so there are 3 frigates in total?
No, there were 2. One of them is missing. You have 1.
Okay. All right, cool. So we have our frigate and we have dozens of small unarmed shuttles. Okay.
Faith.
Yes.
Faith, you're real good at probabilities, right?
Where probabilities can be calculated, yes.
What are the chances of the Proteus actually flying again, interstellarly?
The actual stresses of faster than light travel are negligible. However, accelerating to that speed places enormous structural strain on any ship. We would require at least some of the armor plating to be replaced. Otherwise, if we attempted to accelerate faster than light in our current state with the Proteus, assuming we were not held captive by the rings, I predict a 40% chance the ship breaks up upon acceleration, and another 40% that it breaks up upon deceleration. Once accelerated to speed, the stresses are negligible.
After all, force equals mass times acceleration.
Yes. So at least I would need to analyze in greater detail, which I could devote processor resources to if directed, a plan to rebuild and reinforce the ship in as minimal a way as possible, finding those key structural elements that would hold us together upon acceleration without worrying about the combat armor plating that also took up a significant portion of what was once aboard.
Yeah, but until we find Flurry Heart, that's kind of a moot point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so that's a number of high priority items. I feel like getting shields up and running. Okay, shields, nanophage, and oh man, just a lot of stuff to build this session.
Well, building is fast once you decide what. You can time skip through it. Although, if something happens during that time, then it gets interrupted.
At the very least, we can outsource some of this down below.
Like a zombie attack.
Never know what thing happen.
Yeah, they like to appear places.
Just is it better than I first thought was Montezuma's Revenge?
This summer, John Romero's Space Pone TNG.
Hey, look, guys! I found this cute little guy that's supposed to hug my face.
No, bad. No cookie. You put that back where you found it.
Come on, Hetty.
Okay, well, seeing how these guys could arrive in any day now, I think shields are our highest priority, and then luckily we still have our main primary weapon to gravity them to death, so that's good. Okay, and I have my builders.
We have the freighter to fight too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we do have a freighter to fight.
Frigate.
Frigate.
Freighter.
Yeah,
I was about to say.
I trapped you in the mind loop.
Okay. Let's see. So the three things I want to make. Okay, repair robots, space attack drones. Maybe the drones won't actually be that useful. Well, and okay, recommendations from Faith. Say a big armada of pirate vessels comes barreling through. Let's say a month from now. What preparation should we make? Any recommendations on weapons we should be building and defenses?
While the gravity weapon is very effective for large targets at range, targets that close small targets, or a large number of small targets could close rapidly and only be minimally affected. Once a target closes to, say, within a kilometer of our ship, we cannot use the gravity weapon or else damage ourselves. Mm-hmm. Therefore, the most pressing danger to the Proteus is an attack from fighters. This is compounded by the fact that we are essentially stranded. We cannot move. We cannot rotate the ship to bear fresh armor to the enemy. We are frozen in this configuration until we escape the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap!
Is there any weapon? Are there drones, space drones we could build that could take out these small fighters?
Yes, space drones are essentially just unmanned fighters. However, that would require just as many resources as building a fleet of fighters to be piloted by humans or other intelligent beings. But yes, such a thing could be built. Or you could build point defense hardpoints. You could utilize the hardpoints already aboard the Proteus and install point defense installations.
Okay. I'm liking point defense installations for right now. I don't know.
This is probably a wiser choice given we do not have free hangar space. All of our hangars are filled with the various shuttlecraft, so you would have to either park them somewhere else or scuttle them in order to hold fighters. And even then, we're at capacity. We can only hold a certain. Let's say the number is 24 shuttles. We could replace those with fighters and have 24, but that's not very many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not to mention the shuttles are at least multifunctional.
Okay, so getting our shields back online, creating or repairing all our point defense systems, and manufacturing a bunch of nanophage. Does those sound like our top priority? And also just start creating farms / food obtaining methods and mining for stuff.
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
Well, I mean, considering that we have a few days, I guess we could always do what I used to do and have me just fly a cargo back and forth. But logistics for the win.
Are there any other settlements on the planet besides Freeport?
Yes.
Oh,
Freeport is the largest and most advanced. There are other smaller settlements.
Yeah, we saw some mining towns when we looked for stuff ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can always just start our trade cargo and all that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay. Trade for a bunch of stuff rather than having to mine it all. That
If
probably
nothing
might
else,
work.
we could. I mean, if nothing else, we do have a bunch of shells, which would make us probably the best shipping company in the area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could. But really, we're just about to become the icon of this place, or more app. I don't know. We're about to have all the technology really fast, and logistics of sending it out and selling it.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could probably, negotiate some trade deals from up here to say to all bulk traders of metal, we need this. Give us your pigs.
That'll work. Okay. Yeah, let's start trading nanophage and any other materials for metal. And that should be faster than mining it.
Yeah.
And then we can hire a bunch of people to, well, I guess I already have that big old crew I just made by leveling up. And we'll just start building all that stuff as quickly as possible. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, do we have any agreements regarding the nanophage? I feel like we made a deal like we would give them first.
No, we didn't make any deal. I was just trying to get on the good side, and I even told them, "Hey, I'm about to flood the market with nanophage." So,
Still.
I was discussing flooding the market with nanophage, and then they told me you're going to have a bunch of pirates on your hands very soon. And so I was like, okay, I'll maybe back up on that.
Well, it wasn't flooding the market. You were going to build a manufacturing plant right in their town, and they're like, well, people are going to want that if you build it here.
Well, I mean, considering that they're going from zero production to some production, you're still flooding the market.
Yeah, so something that didn't exist before, and now you're introducing new quantities of it. Maybe like, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I could probably be the pilot and start flying things around when you need me to, especially if you need me to have a relay to the Freeport, because I understand we are not in geosynchronous orbit over it.
Mm-hmm. We're just going to keep going back and forth. We have dozens of small shuttles that we can just have a constant.
Really have any pilots, do we?
You do not have a dozen pilots. You might have a few, like maybe one or two in the slaves.
Yeah,
Okay.
In certain terms of skilled slaves, we have a psychiatrist, Mark Cook, who is apparently trained as a turret gunner, and that's pretty much it so far.
I don't think Cook was a turret gunner. That's like sort of every Marine a rifleman. He was researching the rings.
Right, and that's what I meant, is that that's the only thing that he was trained that I know that he was trained for, so there's that. But yeah, we don't have any pilots
He
that I
just
know.
put him on the gun because he was the only other person on the ship.
Yeah, and he shot straight.
Are some of the new techs I have? Are they? They're pretty smart.
Piloting is your crew
EMTs.
doesn't work that way. I think they're EMT builders. They're not also pilots.
Okay.
By the way, could I borrow one or two of them?
Yes, please. Let's. That's why I woke him up. That's what what they're here for. Just about 50, I guess.
I don't think they're that large. I think
It just says numerous. So.
Oh, you have numerous?
Yeah. Since it's class 3, I got to pick 3 upgrades.
Yeah.
So you have they're numerous and they're
Loyal.
builders and they're what else?
Loyal.
Oh, so they're not actually EMTs then, because they don't have medical kit.
Yeah, that was an
One of
example
them
crew.
equipped.
Wait, how does
He
that
had
work?
said made them builders, loyal, and armed. I call them combat engineers or something like that. Pioneers.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
that's
you,
example crew. Oh.
Yeah,
that's
so
how
their
it works.
example of EMTs, they made them like what, skilled and equipped or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I just made builders then. Just
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you now that you know what those words mean. If you want to reshuffle that and make them different, you can, because they
Ooh.
haven't actually done anything. So if you want to think about that, also just letting the players know the way I'm going to handle when the pirates arrive will just be based on when failures are rolled as you're doing things to get your ship up and running.
Basically,
If one of you rolls a bad enough failure, that'll, even though it would be like, oh, it won't be you just failed for your system, it'll be like they got here now.
basically
just so
we're
you know.
holding our luck holds out long enough for us to get prepared.
Yeah, so that will decide how soon they arrive will be your rolls, because I don't get to roll. So it's all on you guys. I hope you're feeling lucky today.
So, anyways,
So the
I don't
point
know
is,
if
I don't
that
roll.
EMTs or not, but
Yeah. The only thing, I mean, I don't think there is actually an ability to get pilots out of the crew. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't look like there is. I'm looking at the upgrades. I'm
You
like,
could also-
wait, was there a pilot one?
There may not
There's
be
a
able to. You may not be able to make pilot.
I mean, the crew closest that I look at are techs who are educated and well trained, so they can provide technical and manual assistance, or staff, which basically sounds like butlers to me.
Yeah, it could be techs. Although, if you wanted your techs to be pilots, then they're not EMTs.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also
no, I wouldn't
imagine
make
that,
them EMTs. I'm thinking of making numerous, maybe just numerous mechanics and builders.
Yeah, because
maybe those three.
are going to need some support staff.
Well, you
for
probably
that.
want them to be equipped mechanics and builders, because if they don't have gear, that means they're just using their hands.
Well, equip means that they have a particular kit on them.
Yeah, and you need a mechanics kit to do mechanics work. It's one of the kits that there are.
Yeah, engineering kit,
Okay.
tools to repair and dismantle machinery. Yep, that would be it. So,
You would want them to
that's
be
how this
equipped
thesis
instead of
works.
numerous.
Okay.
so having like a dozen or so guys who can basically be your construction crew to make sure that our planes are still flying would probably be more valuable than a couple dozen guys who don't have the ability to tighten a bolt. You have to pass the one wrench
Okay.
around the entire hangar.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
use
so-
their fingers to fix everything.
well, they would have to use the ship's resources, which might not be as.
Yeah, how many? Well, there's exactly as many technical kits as the number of players who bought them. That's how many there are on the ship. So if there's one, then that player can't use it because he loaned it out to one dude in the crew.
Yeah. like-
Okay. I'm gonna look at the kits. So I guess basically just engineering kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
At any
Okay.
rate,
How does this sound like? Okay. So mechanics that are builders and equipped with engineering kits. Does that sound good?
and what kind of crew design? Techs?
Yeah, techs. Any objections, recommendations?
Mechanics, builders with a kit, then yeah, that sounds like
Yeah.
good to me. Because if nothing else, we are going to need a support crew because we can't fight a war just on our own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Okay.
most of our regular crew is not equipped to use the ship properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need some just guys who just know how to weld, if
Mhm.
nothing else.
How many people exactly is on this crew? Like a dozen, or is it purposely vague?
Yeah, it's purposely vague. As long as it's not too many, I'll let you decide the number.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that in terms of actual people we have like that we've already determined, we have us plus 40 or so of the crew, and then one psychiatrist.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Usually consists between 3 and 10 individuals. How about just a dozen? That
Yeah.
work? 12. Okay.
it doesn't sound like a good number.
Okay. I kind of 12 techs, and some of them can pilot, I guess. Okay. We'll see what they.
No, they can't pilot. They're engineers. They fix things.
Ah,
Make
okay.
sure that my
There's no pilot
Well, like
upgrade
if you wanted them to be like, basically, you said that they're techs that build things. If you want them to be techs that pilot instead, they can be that. But I don't want them to just be a crew that does everything.
Yeah, like I personally would
okay,
say,
that's a good point.
just keep them as we have. You can always get more pilots later. As it
Yeah, you're
stands, I don't think a single fighter is going to make more. Me being in a fighter is going to be as useful as me being in a frigate, or even in the for me.
I'm just worried about the small unarmed shuttles, since I just would prefer people to move things back and forth.
Well, here's my other thing. Remember that one guy who said that he'll buy a thing off of us?
Oh,
I was about to say is that we
yeah.
could give him, say, yo, if you agree to a contract of helping us with shipping, we'll pay you if if you give us a preferential rate for the shipping, we'll give you the shuttle to use.
Oh.
You might need
still-
to give him more than one, because one of those shuttles is much worse than yours.
Right. Well, no, I thought mine. We already said that my shuttle is kind of the par for the course for the Proteus.
Does yours not have any modifiers on it?
It's a class 2, and you have to have a class 1 or for it to go into space to begin with.
It's class
Well-
2. I thought the special things were always class 3.
No, like as my class 2 a piece of equipment at character creation, I chose a sealed transport.
Oh, it's not from one of your skills.
No, it's just from the starting thing. So yeah, if you want to be like a transport shuttle, it will be. I think at the best, it said it will reach. Yeah, they are unable to reach exit the atmosphere unless they are sealed.
So it has the sealed keyword, and that's it.
Sealed and transport. So basically, I can transport a dozen people, or the equivalent of a cargo container in my shuttle, as well as go from the surface of the planet up to outer space without dying. I basically am flying the Millennium Falcon, more or less.
Well, the Millennium Falcon has weapons and faster than light.
I'm flying one of the Imperial shuttles from Star Wars.
It's also faster than light.
Sans
Well, what
the FTL
doesn't
drive.
in Star Wars? Like fighters have faster than light in that world
Not the
for
TIE
some
fighter.
reason. Well, no, but the X-wings do, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. But all this TIE family fighters, except for the advanced, I believe, they by default do not have FTL drive. Their standard FTL travel is to dock on one of the cruisers and then take off.
Okay, so the point is that you want to give him a shuttle in exchange for.
Well, he
his
gave you his
health
contact
services.
info, so if you want to call him.
Yeah.
I mean, we can lease them out.
Okay. Hey Siri, call
If this is-
Skeezy guy at the dock.
If this is going to be a big thing, there's also the matter of apparently Rocket has asked for a cortical recorder.
It is.
Is
Can we just say that
for real?
happens?
Well,
No,
no.
I
it's
have
a-
to roll surgery for that.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
surgery.
Guys, are we back on the ship yet?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been on the ship the whole time. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I can't remember whether or not we
if he
left.
fails, does that mean that my mind is going to be screwed forever?
No. It means that the pirates get there really fast.
Wait, if I
The only
fail on
reason-
installing his cortical recorder?
Yep.
Jeez.
Not
I was gonna say,
necessarily.
the only reason I ask is because I don't remember leaving at the end of the last session.
Oh.
We kind of
Assume
rushed
that we did.
out. I think people had to go.
Oh wait,
somewhere.
never mind, because we talked to the crew and failed massively at that. Never mind.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can roll for your surgery. Let me know what you get.
All right, I want to. Well, we'll see how this roll goes, and then I want to double check the rules on AI and crew and assistants.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you have that fork, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
All right. How'd you do?
that wasn't me.
Okay. Then I will ignore that, as
Yeah, I was
I'm in
gonna
the
say,
other
ignore
room
that.
cooking.
Ignore that
Alright,
interface
cool.
roll too. That was me misclicking earlier.
Fail.
Failure. All right. So, do you have anyone to help you with this?
Well, we don't have EMTs now, apparently.
Sorry.
We do have
Um,
the AI, which I imagine would be the surgical
I
assistant.
have my AI. I want to double check.
Yeah. I don't know if NPCs can help you, because
They
like
can.
NPCs don't even exist.
But it's a copy of you.
But and like NPC rules are. I don't know how they work.
I think you can have you can command a crew to assist yourself.
So they could push it to a partial success.
I need to like What are the rules on command?
Okay,
good news
here we
is
go.
here's a-
NPC assistance, page 24. Getting NPCs to assist or interfere with someone else's task has the same effect as get involved. The NPC suffers the cost of any. In certain circumstances, it is possible for a character to even get involved with their own move, commanding a loyal and appropriate skilled crew member to assist the endeavor.
Okay, so you use a command roll on your crew or your NPC, and if that
Yes.
succeeds, then that's their result.
But
I guess it is their result regardless.
yeah, that is because that's how command works.
Yeah.
But I have a skill that lets me use expertise for command instead of influence.
Okay, well, let me know what you get.
So I carefully explain to my fork how to assist in this operation that's it's going a little troublesome.
No,
I got a success.
Yay! You are good.
So I've upgraded to a partial success.
Okay, so the good news is that Rocket isn't dead and his brain isn't fried. The bad news is that it's going to take this implant a month before it integrates enough to support any other implants in his body. That
Ooh.
it is going to take an entire month to integrate, just because of you screwed it up badly and you had to patch up the patches that you made with patches.
So it's
And
possible
so-
I've never worked on a pony before.
Yeah,
Maybe
the good
should
news
mention
is
that.
But after a month, it will be he'll have a normal implant. But you should make a note of that somewhere on his character sheet that he can't get any implants for 1 month.
I mean, the fact that he was probably using an implant that was probably designed for humans in the first place is probably impressive.
Yeah, it's possible you may have used a human implant by mistake.
Cool.
I'll leave that to you to decide. Although,
yeah, by mistake, but quote.
Yeah, really, with how much often you start feeling phantom fingers.
and I think
You know
it
what? It's
wasn't
so
a
weird. It's like it's really difficult just to plug something in. I don't know what went wrong.
Yeah, like Rainbow Dash has done that surgery, or so.
Yep.
God, so it's a case of he asks the implant to do something and he just hears, "We're sorry, but your input of wee could not be understood."
You weird, hippie, hate-eating mother trucker.
So that happened. What's next?
Okay, time to start trading a bunch of raw supplies, and So, are there shipping companies on the planet that could go back between our ship?
Yes.
Oh, that simplifies things a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though they are reluctant to go to the Proteus because many of them are natives and it's a sacred place, and you're gonna be fighting uphill to persuade them to actually dock with it
Okay.
because of their religion and such.
Okay, that does put a damper on flyers and stuff.
Well, I was gonna say, can we convince them to go to a site near the Proteus and we can just pull things onto it from there?
That could work.
Yes, that will be easier.
All right, might as well. Okay. I say we
So it's-
hire that shipping
It's
company
influence,
guy.
right?
Yeah, influence.
Okay. So if you're gonna, I guess you should call him up first.
Okay.
If you're gonna deal with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him up. What's his name again?
I lost my notes from that session. So did you get his name?
We'll make up a new name. It's Sam Fisher.
I
No.
literally thought Sam as well, so his name's Sam.
His
That
name
works.
is Sam. Although that sounds like too friendly and reliable a name. He should be have a slimier name.
Crazy
So
song.
he's
Jeremy, but
Sound
not
like a camel?
not pronounced Jeremy.
Sam
it's Jeremy.
Sam Germing.
Jeremy.
Dewey.
I was gonna say we could make him French. He's now Sam de Saint Laurent.
He's from the shipping company Dewey, Cheatham and Howe.
Yes, no, that's the law firm that underwrites him.
So in any case, you call up Sam, and he says, "I heard you started trade deals with the colony. You better not have sold them any of your shuttles without talking to me first."
Nope, haven't sold any shuttles. Actually, I am interested in possibly selling one shuttle, and also hiring your services for trafficking goods to and from near the Proteus. You won't actually have to have people that go in the Proteus if they don't want to, and yeah, something like that. Does that sound like a bargain we could strike
I
up?
would say they probably will have to talk because I'm not switching ships with them.
Well, I've already told you my offer of 10 pounds of gold for your shuttle. It still stands. You'll find that it's higher than anyone else will give.
Okay. How much does your subtle services cost? Let's say if we wanted to get, I don't know, let's say 10 shuttles worth of cargo to and from the Proteus each day. How much would that cost?
Each day. Oh, let me think about this. This is more complex.
This is going to get pretty complex. So
The
a low orbit flight. I typically charge 50 to 100 grams, depending on whether I transport humans or cargo. 50 for cargo, 100 for people. 50 grams times 10 a day is 500 grams a day. This means for the price I quoted you, I could run 20 days.
Man,
Okay.
I don't know if we should trust this guy. He sounds racist. He said he only transports humans.
What I was going to say is that 10 per
People-
day may be a little high.
okay, cool. We
10 per
may-
day is not even half of what you'd need if you wanted to replace all your armor.
No, but like just
yeah.
our ability to process 10 units of cargo a day seems a little.
Yeah, we may not be able to do that much. Okay, it might be slow going at first, but it's
I
basically.
imagine that if we can offer him a steady contract, you might be able to talk him down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Listen,
Let's-
Lizzie, that's a bit high at that cost. Is there any sort of arrangement we could reach?
How about we trade one? Okay, I'm talking to my crew, not Sam.
Yeah.
How about we
Okay.
say, okay, so maybe 30 days of 30 days of 10 transports each day, and then we'll give him that ship because he's wanting 20 for that much. So I think that could be a good deal to strike up. We're just asking for like a third more. What do you guys say?
well, I mean, again, we could emphasize that.
I say that the shuttle is worth more than 1,000 kilograms of gold. If the cost of everything's to be believed, we should ask for a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said 10 pounds. Or 10
Yeah, 10 pounds. The pound to gram issue.
I assume you meant
I
10
meant
kilograms.
kilograms.
Yeah,
I
10
meant 10 kilograms.
Okay, 10
Yeah.
kilograms. Okay, that's better.
I'm a
Okay.
dumb American. I apologize.
I assumed that, so. Kilograms thinking not that you're dumb.
All right, cool.
Sam, why are you dealing an imperial?
We're gonna end up with a lot of money really quickly. Then again, it's not probably.
We also have a lot to buy.
Yeah, we do have a lot to buy. And this is already one of our ships.
Yeah, another thing, again, is. Again, I'm trying to think how many cargo shuttles we would need. So if you said that that 10 cargo shuttles would not, how many? Assuming that we bring up just 10 unit cargo flights a day, just in pure steel, in order to repair the hull, how long would that take to repair the hull?
To 100% like replace every single bit of steel that was taken.
You said there was a minimal, or not minimal. Yeah, to 100%.
Well, there was a minimal requirement to get it so that you could fly again without having to worry that the ship would break apart.
I thought you said that would take time to recalculate, though.
Yeah, she doesn't know exactly. Faith doesn't know exactly how long that is.
Okay, just for the sake of, so we can back napkin math this to 100%.
Back to 100%, it would take 90 days of 10 flights a day.
Oh, that's a lot less than I expected, actually.
Okay.
And that's not counting all the stuff we'll need to bring up for the what's it? The
So
shield
10
and all that.
So
That is
based on
only the steel.
Yeah.
So 10 flights a day based on that for 30 days. Might be able to get us moving again, right?
Okay. 90 days of 10 flights a day. That could. We could bump it up to like 30. Well, it depends on how we trade for.
That's
Is the
also
reason-
assuming they have that much steel on the
Yeah,
planet.
I don't think they have that much steel on the planet, so it's not going to be
Yeah.
a thing we can do.
And not to mention, I gotta say is that we could pay to keep him a retainer at the very least, or not
Mhm.
retainer, but
No, retainer is a good word.
yeah, because I think
How
that
about-
one thing that he'll say is that if we can just say constantly pay him to be available, then he might be able to offer us a discount for a long.
Yeah.
Because that's
How about we just, instead of per day, we offer like 300 flights of pure cargo for
he did
that.
quote us per flight, not per day.
Yeah, he quoted
Yeah.
you 50 per flight or 100 if it's passengers.
Yeah. So
We could just say we don't. Wait, again, do we also have anything to sell him at this very moment? I don't remember. how
no,
much
we don't have any. We don't have any anything down below.
I
that
mean,
we-
any gold, because I swear we had some leftover gold from last time.
No, we don't. We could give him 2 shuttles. Like we
no,
have
actually,
dozens
we
of
do have 321 grams of gold.
Oh, wait, when did we get that?
Back when we first went down, we had some change.
You sold
oh, that's
something. I don't
grams.
remember
Okay.
what.
Yeah. And we also
Okay.
have
Oh, you made like iPads and stuff.
and,
Mhm.
no, we just sold pure silicon. I think.
We mined silicon.
Oh, right. You were gonna make iPads, but you decided not to.
Well, yeah, we eventually got sidetracked by the whole fight.
Silicon gel.
Yeah, I think we actually used our broken electronics that we bought to build the drones.
I honestly just want to skip it all and just start mining for stuff. But that's probably not fast enough.
Well, mining would be the cheapest. You have everything you need essentially.
I know. I
Time.
feel like.
And also, you also remember you do have one guy who can do this himself, the flying.
Oh yeah, but that's just one trip.
We could also go down and
I mean, he could probably
mine.
make your pilot could probably make 2 trips a day for cargo comfortably,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like back and forth, without taxing his equipment very much. If you tried to run more than that, then you'd have to hot and you might damage your ship. You'd have to roll basically.
Plus, it's
Mhm.
flight fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We could just do the 10 kilograms of gold right off the bat, and then that we use that to buy a bunch of raw supplies, and then start with our 2 cargo ships a day, see how fast that goes, and then enlist more help as needed.
I mean, there's also the idea we could just feed the meter and just say, here, we have $300, 10 kilograms worth of flights in your tab, and we call you not per day, but
Okay, that could
also
work.
there's the idea that you may want to also increase this thing is it you also let us fly our crew members up without additional cost since we are paying at the time. Since I don't want to fly the shuttle down there, then being told, oh, you need to pay 50 grams to fly yourself ass up there.
Wait, what happened?
Well-
If you're flying, you don't pay for it. If you're using your equipment to fly your shuttle, you're
Yeah,
not
but here's the
paying
thing is
him.
that if I fly, you have to give him the shuttle at some point to pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to fly that down there, and then I need to get back up to the ship.
Well, he could fly you back up. And then...
Yeah, and that's saying is that
No, wait. We have our frigate. Like you take a frigate with a shuttle inside of it, drop the shuttle off, and then you come back up in the frigate.
fair
There
enough.
you go.
Okay.
Ships
Also,
and ships.
I don't have the patience to nickel and dime you on his behalf.
Okay. All right.
Like the drama is not in the economics of goods shipping to and from Freeport.
Yeah, I was about
The
to say,
drama
this
is
is-
out there.
You are not a Ferengi,
This is not an
obviously.
episode of The Apprentice.
Okay. So
Respect.
okay, let's offer. I want 5 kilograms of gold and 150 flights.
Okay, you want 5 kilograms and 150 flight. With
Yeah.
let me see, what does the 150 work out with? Is that, let's see, is that at his rate?
No, it's not. It's a little bit lower.
It's more, okay. So you want essentially 2.5 kilograms free. Okay, so
Mhm.
why don't you roll your influence, I guess, and see.
Okay.
See how you do.
Influence.
We are letting them
Oh.
keep the shuttle afterwards, aren't we?
Yeah, he's keeping the shuttle. We
Okay.
have dozens of those shuttles, so
I thought it was just
So
one.
unless you have something you want to add to this, he's going to be insulted that you would insinuate such a low price.
I mean, we have
let's
data
see.
points for the society, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
I do have a data point from Freeport Society. Let's
I
see.
could help, but I have a literally negative influence. So,
Yeah,
Tubular
I
Bell,
can help.
maybe
I
you
have
want
2
to-
influence.
I was
Mhm.
saying, Tubular Bell is the one was a music manager. Might want to try to soothe over the slight.
Hey, guys, I could try helping.
Yeah, help, please. That works.
Okay, what do you say? How are you smoothing it over?
Give me a second on that one. I'm gonna say that we'll offer all the manuals on the shuttle maintenance as well. That would allow you to run more often and at a higher margin.
Okay, you got a partial success. So, he says, very well, I will accept this offer if you also include the blueprints for your shuttle design.
There's no weapons on that thing, right?
No,
No, it's
shuttles
not my
do not
fault.
have weapons.
Can't really see any downsides to this, guys.
Yeah, I assume that it's not like he's asking us to delete our copy at least. So
No,
And to
no,
be
he's
honest,
not.
increasing the shuttle capacity on this planet, like I can only see a win for that, unless this guy takes a monopoly. Oh, whatever, let's do it. Okay, so we just agreed to 150 flights at 5 kilograms of gold. Okay.
All right, so those things get arranged. I won't make you go through that because we're trying to save time here. So it's all on the level. He doesn't try to screw you. You get your gold, and you now have 150 flights worth to fly back and forth whenever you want to.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, I guess we now start buying a bunch of raw material to fix shields, nanophage, and weapons. The point system. So okay.
So before I forget,
Mm-hmm.
if you guys are done with the main stuff there, Artemis, why do you wear an environmental suit?
She says that it's come in handy more than once. You never know when an area might lose pressure.
Aren't you cybernetic?
She gets quiet and sort of there's like an awkward silence. And she says, that doesn't mean, eventually she says, that doesn't mean I enjoy the vacuum. I've spent long enough there that I've had my share.
Ah.
So I can stare at it.
I'm gonna say, well, I don't judge
Rocket's
lifestyle
recovering in the
decisions.
medbay, I think.
Yeah, you just had brain surgery, and it
watch as the
Yeah.
new found connection with
Okay,
machines makes him
I'm,
super.
I'm glary at the setting then.
Watch as he suddenly becomes able to plug in the USB due to his natural machine affinity.
Well, now that he knows what it feels like to not have something plugged in correctly.
and Flair adds that Artemis doesn't like people seeing her. And then
See?
Artemis sort of glares
He
at it.
totally did it on purpose.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess
my
now it's
level
time
up
to
thing
trade
was,
for raw materials.
Deduction, by the way.
Your level up thing was what?
Deduction.
Okay, well next time you deduce something.
I think I actually got that too, but
That means you'll get a double bonus when you do that,
No.
and then neither of you will be able to
that's not what
deduce ever
deduction
again.
is.
Oh, by the way, Starscred, my new level up method is a rumor spreads like wildfire. As I'm trading for stuff, do rumors start spreading?
Not yet, because you haven't actually done any trading.
Okay.
So
Interestingly, I have that level up as well. So
Oh.
What I was about to say is that you could just casually talk a little bit loudly that, oh, I have found more nanophage. I bet you that would spread.
But it's true though.
It doesn't say the rumor
but
has
do
to be
you
false.
want it? Do you want that rumor to spread?
I don't want that to spread yet.
Because for me to give you the experience, basically all your enemies are going to hear the rumor.
Yeah, let's avoid that. I'd rather have them hear the rumor that Celestia is on board the Proteus or something.
Though I guess,
Something ridiculous.
There's also the idea that as the pirates retreat, the news of us killing Captain Colos's son might spread too.
So why don't you? Let's see. What do you want to?
Okay, let's start
shield-
trading for raw supplies.
So the shield supplies will be a lot less than the other ones. So there's a lot less of them than the raw steel you need. So if you want, why don't you? Let's see. They quote you a price for all of the raw materials to get your shields back up and running at 2 kilograms.
2
for all
kilograms
of
of
it.
gold.
Yes.
Sure, I'll
So-
go ahead and just pay that.
Oh, okay. You don't haggle with them. You pay them 2 kilograms. Get your
Yeah,
stuff.
let's just get this done.
It takes 10 flights of your many to get
Okay,
it
so
there.
I'm now. Okay, let me write all this down. I should get a spreadsheet. Why am I writing
There's
this on
also
paper?
there's the character sheet for the ship you could keep it on if you wanted.
Oh, wait. That's a thing.
Because everyone can modify that sheet.
It'd be nice if this thing had a spreadsheet.
It really would be. You could make a Google Doc and link it on that if you want.
Okay, it depends on how nitty gritty you want to get to this. I'm assuming we're
Not super much. Like I intended there to be 3 rolls, so you for the ship, but you didn't even roll for it. You didn't haggle, so there wasn't even a roll for that. So
okay.
what else did you want? Nanophage supplies.
Yep.
Okay, they quote that's the nanophage uses really common stuff. They quote you 500 grams for that.
Okay.
For enough. Wait. How much nanophage do you want to make? Actually, because that's really vague. How much do you want to make? You're talking 10,000 doses, 1,000 doses, 500 doses. How many doses of nanophage?
How much is on the population below?
There are about 100,000 people living in the entire planet.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think you said like
How many of
10,000.
them seem like they need nanophage?
All
That
of
is
them.
very difficult to determine. All
Yeah.
of them want it.
Yeah,
all of them.
Mhm.
With the exception of like maybe a small handful of fully cybernetic people.
And the odd religious job.
Yeah, because like it makes you immortal. Everyone wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty good stuff. I don't know how much. 10,000? That work? How much would that be?
I mean, I think we said like 10,000 in the people of Freeport itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
10,000. They quote you.
Okay, whatever that was.
Yeah, you cut out with the number.
Okay, they quote you a kilogram for enough to make 10,000.
Okay.
Do you want to try to haggle, or are you going to take their offer?
I'll haggle. No,
Okay.
let's just take the offer. Let's get this over with. So
Okay, you have 2 pounds of gold, or 2 kilos of gold left,
2 kilos
and
of gold left.
enough to make all of those things.
Yeah.
What else?
So
Ship.
shields.
Ship stuff.
Nanophage. Oh, I need to make a point sale thing. What do you
Point
call
defense.
that?
Point defense. Yeah.
Point of sale.
Cash registers everywhere.
Point
Excuse me,
defense is-
pirate tribe. Oh, you want to invade? That'll be $5.99. Now, would you like a drink on the side?
This is your chip card, please.
We do have the secret recipe for Coca-Cola. We brought it with us, so we are offering that now in the lab.
Sorry, you see what it is that we're involving the most powerful and feared creature in all the universe, the IRS.
And before you start shopping, you need to ask them first for like an Air Miles card or something.
Really, you think that Destroyed Equestria was not some ancient horror? It was really just Hasbro's lawyers.
So it seems that you're going for the Ferengi method of beating the pirates, which I approve of very much.
You know, every
remember
time
the
you
Eighth
said
Rule of
that it
Acquisition?
costs a certain amount of gold, I swear you're going to say gold pressed Latin.
Platinum isn't a real element.
Platinum?
Latinum.
Oh.
It's supposed to be further up in the same family, though. But anyway, okay. So to repair. So how many point defense? So to cover the entire ship with because obviously a point defense can only aim like in a certain arc above itself. You
Mhm.
need at least 8 of them to cover the whole ship. And if you had 16, then you'd have better coverage and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So for 8 of them, the materials to make 8 of them, they want 2 pounds of gold or 2 kilos of gold, which would use
Okay.
all your gold.
That's fine. We're gonna get a bunch of gold tomorrow when we manufacture more nanophage. Okay. Cool. That sounds good for this first. For
right.
the first day, this sounds pretty good.
Well, you don't these are contracts to deliver it all
Oh,
one day.
okay.
Because it's 10 flights alone for the the
shield stuff.
The shield
Yeah,
stuff.
good point.
And the guy that's we'll say that he has a total of maybe 6 shuttles that are capable of leaving the planet. And so some of them are making multiple flights per day, and he can't really push them that hard, or they'll.
Yeah, at least not keep. Yeah, and then there's the fact that he probably has a few previous contracts available already.
Yeah.
Notably, you do not see the one shuttle that you. Oh, you should make note that the Proteus now has or 18 shuttles, since one of them belongs to one of your crew members here, and one of
Hey,
them
you
has been
said
sold.
dozens earlier, so like at least 23.
Oh well, now 22 because one of them
22.
belongs to one of your crew members, and then one of them you've just sold. So you make
Okay.
note on the character sheet for the Proteus that 22 shuttles are left, in case you decide to use them as commodities later.
Okay.
Notably, you do not see your own shuttle coming back to make these deliveries. It's only the really old, like, ghetto ships that they were using. You do not see your own shuttle again.
Okay. That's fine.
I probably, if anything can be loaded onto the frigate today, I probably save some flights just by using that, because we do have 4 slots, I believe.
I believe
Oh,
the frigate did it have. I think the frigate had 4 crew slots. You
Yeah,
could
I
It
know
make
we
had
had
some
at
of
4
least
these-
slots, and we hand waved our vehicles.
Being in 2.
But if you're actually transporting like cargo in a commercial sense, I won't hand wave your vehicle.
No,
So you'll
I
want to
assume
put
that
them
we,
back.
I
Yeah, we
assume
can put
that
them back
we
in the
had one
Proteus at
going
this point.
down with the shuttle, and then, however much space it took to hold the gold that we were using to
Yeah,
buy
well,
this
we
stuff.
said that all the land vehicles sort of all fit in one shipping container, and so that was inside your shuttle because it has the transport keyword, and so all of the player vehicles were sort of fitting in one of the 4 slots.
Yeah, I assume that then I leave that shuttle up there since I don't expect to need it, and then we can maximize it by having the shuttle we're selling in one of those slots, and then I'll just fly it to the guy, and or have one of the guys
All
pick
right.
up. So we have 4 slots.
Now, so after spending this massive amount of gold, in the next few, so we're gonna, like, it takes a few days as these things start coming in. Are you going to do anything to sort of control your public image, or are you just going to let things go where they go?
Yeah. Question: how many flights did we just use up?
Oh wait,
we'll
10
say-
was just for the shields, so
Yeah, so, and it took another 10 for all of the point defense stuff, and then they put all the nanophage stuff on one. So you've
we
used
up
21. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've used up 21 of your many flights, but you've spent a ton of money, and the marketplace is abuzz with what you've done. So the question is, are you going to, and over the next, like, it takes like a full week for all of this to start coming in, for all of it to finally arrive. The question is anyone going to roll to sort of control, or to try to influence what the public image of your group is in Freeport, or are you going to just let it be what it is?
So I have a in-character question.
Okay.
Are we going to be performing any sort of humanitarian aid and providing?
We got 10,000 doses of nanophage, so
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Well,
are
you
we
didn't make those in a week.
yeah, that's gonna be a while.
are we going to be providing those, or are we going to be selling those?
Sell the first couple hundred and give the rest away.
Actually, I would say just. I mean, there's something
Because
to be said about-
I believe we found out I believe manufacturing speed takes 5 days, and you can make 100 doses each day. Like, you can get another 100 doses started with the manufacturing that you have right now.
I have it written down as
And so-
100 doses of nano a day, and that's if we don't press everyone into service, at which point we go to 500
Well,
doses.
I have that crew now that can help with manning the nanophage. And
That's
roll a
true.
bunch of other things.
If your entire crew is not doing anything else, then if they're doing that, then it's 5 times as fast.
Yeah, and that's
So
what-
in 5 days, you could make 500 per day. So what is that? That's a lot. 500 times 5 is 2,500. Yeah, so
Yeah.
2,500 in 5 days. If your crew is manning the manufactory, although if the manufactory is making nanophage, it isn't making shield generators.
Yeah, it isn't
but-
making. I'd rather have them focus on shields. We do want to do humanitarian stuff, but
Also, you need money because you're out of it now.
yeah, I kind of just want to sell nanophage for now, but I do
You,
want to
you
do
don't have
humanitarian
any to
stuff.
sell.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll say it takes a full week. What do you manufacture during that week?
we could
Because
also,
it takes a week for all your crap to arrive.
as I say, we could probably parallelize some of this work by saying, some of you guys work on this, some of you guys work on that, and
Yeah, let's start building all 3 at the same time.
I mean, we won't get all done at
Nanophage,
once, but
shields, and
Well,
the 8-point
your
system.
manufactory is sort of it's right now it's set up for nanophage.
Oh.
Oh, do we need to
So-
like break that down to get like?
We'll reconfigure it at least. I mean, we also have the one
Yeah,
on
you
the,
do need to basically break it down. Now, shield generators and
You're
there's a
cutting
lot
out.
more similar parts, but
Uh-huh.
nanophage is entirely separate
Yeah.
equipment.
We also do have the one on the frigate, the workshop.
Well, there isn't. So we're kind of hand waving where your player workspaces are. For the sake of game balance, there aren't duplicates of them. Like, you can't use the workshop that one of you bought on the ship and also on the frigate at the same time, just for game balance purposes. Because otherwise, like, I don't know.
Do we have multiple manufacturers, or do we only have that?
I
Only does
think
one
only
thing at a
one
time?
player bought one.
Oh well, let's build another one.
Also, you have to
Actually,
remember we
another
had to allocate our resources in one of which is time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, we could be.
I
the
don't really
third
want to
rush any day.
dismantle our nanophage factory just yet. So let's build another factory for building shields, I guess.
I mean,
Or
again,
manufactory for shields.
the other thing is that if that's the part I'm trying to think how to do this, because again, it could very well be that we fuck up enough that the next roll we get, the pirates come. I guess.
I guess nanophage isn't really that important short term. Well, it is. It's our moneymaker. So we want to be making some
It's also
humanitarian, yes.
Yeah, but then again, humanitarian aid doesn't help us when if our ship goes down in flames.
Yeah.
Also, so just a heads up, if you wanted to say keep the manufacturing line of the nanophage intact, I would dramatically reduce. Like, let's say you wanted to build a line that just did that, and you wanted to say replace the equipment in your manufacturing plant that was taken away from that. That would be way cheaper than building an all-purpose one like the manufacturing plant is. So I would be way cheaper on you if you wanted a plant that just made nanophage and nothing else. Like, basically, you took all the things that you made and the setup you made in your manufacturing plant, and you set it up somewhere else
and made
to
it
keep
a
running.
permanent installation.
Okay, yeah. Let's.
It is a permanent installation. It never does anything else forever. It would be cheaper than building a second manufacturing plant, by far.
Okay, let's.
And probably
Yeah,
more
let's just
efficient.
move where it is right now, and have it keep going somewhere else.
Okay, so the goods merchant, because you're needing some technical parts to replace everything you needed. They quote you 1 kilo worth of supplies of gold worth of supplies to make this transition and get your regular manufacturing plant up and running again.
Okay. Do we have any? Wait, it's
You
been
do not
like.
have any gold left.
I know, but do I have any more nanophage created? Because we were making like 100 a day. In the background.
If you made 100 a day, then it took about a week to reach this point. So if you made 100 a day, then you
Wait. If it's been a week since this point, because that class 3, all those tech guys, I'm just gonna have them on only the nanophage if that's the only thing they can do.
Okay, well, that isn't the only thing they could do. That's up to you. But if you want them doing that, then they make 500 a day in 7 days. Although only the first 2 or 3 days worth, because it takes 5 days to manufacture the nanophage, but it can be parallelized. So.
Okay.
Like only the first, I think maybe 2 or 3 days worth of doses, because it's been a week, right? So
Mhm.
only 2 doses have had their full 5 days. But so you've made 1,000 doses, and you have another. What is that? You've made 1,500 doses, and you have another 2,500 in the pipeline that are in some stage of done.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. How much does I offer? Like what's the cost of 1 nanophage?
I would like to point out that it may be a bad idea to sell it directly to these guys. It may be more efficient and safer for us to have the 3 families be the party that sells them, because something tells me that if we go around advertising we have it, there's going to be a target on the back of our head every time we land.
Thank you. I thank you for that advice. Let's sell it to the family and like see if we can we're basically flooding the market through these families and having them go through it. So
If nothing else,
We're
it saves us
using
extra hassle of setting up an
distributors.
auction or a sale house.
yeah.
So
They're mostly keeping it to the upper class, so they're not really flooding much of anything.
the families are willing to offer you a price of 200 grams per dose on the condition that you never, ever, ever sell to anyone but them, even if they refuse to buy some of your stock.
Not a very good deal.
If you do not make that deal, then they're willing to offer, let's see, that was 300. Then if you only sell it and you refuse that, they are willing to offer you 25 grams per dose with no conditions.
Actually, that might be a good idea. 25 Okay, let me write this all down. Gram. Okay, 25.
So you made 1,500 doses.
I'd say
1,500.
if they do the exclusive things, there has to be an endpoint on that. If it's forevermore, then that would be, quite frankly,
their endpoint they give you is 10 years. And it applies everywhere, not just in this system. You guys must agree not to sell nanophage ever for 10 years.
How do
Only
they go
to them.
everywhere?
Oh, wait, so it's
Because if you start mass producing it and selling it on other planets, it can get shipped in here and they lose their monopoly.
yeah. I'm not going to offer them a monopoly. It shouldn't be a monopoly. Like we wanted to give it away to.
They want money, so
Yeah. So 25.
What are the exact terms? What? Does it have to be
25 grams
solid?
of gold for each dose. So that's 1,500 times 25. So that is 37,500 grams.
so that's 3.7 kilos for what you've made so far.
Oh, 3 point. Oh, wait, what? Isn't that 37 kilos?
1,000 grams is 1 kilo.
How many doses do we have to begin with?
Didn't you say it was 3,700?
No, 37,000. Sorry, 37,500. Sorry,
For
20
15.
25 times 1,500.
Right.
So that's 37.5 kilograms.
Okay.
Still not bad.
Yeah, that's. I think that works. Yeah.
All right. They seem a little bit unprepared for the sheer number of doses you're selling them.
Mhm.
And they say that they can't guarantee they'll be able to give you the same price on future sales, but
That's
they
fine.
agree to they hold up the bar for 37 kilos.
If nothing else, they probably will just give us store credit, basically, because we're planning to turn around and buy stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we can just buy stuff from them, can't we? So
Yeah,
now that we have
What do they sell?
37.5 kilograms of gold. Yeah, we could ask them for more point system supplies. Right now, we currently have 8 of our point systems. Let's make it a 64
Well, you
or
have
something.
the supplies to make 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if nothing else, you can just say if you can give us, basically checks, personal checks, and have you back up our purchases, we can go around and buy stuff. So you can just give it directly to the vendors we're buying from.
They seem very enthusiastic about that idea. They love that. As a matter of fact, they'll give you 10% more if you take it in credit instead of gold.
But then we can only purchase in this system, right?
In Freeport, yes.
Yeah, we can only purchase in Freeport.
Here's the thing: is that
Who,
as a
who
standard,
died? Oh, they're back. Whoever it was.
I mean, considering it costs us 5 kilograms to buy all this stuff now,
Yeah, let's keep the golds. I'm thinking, or in store credit. It depends. I don't think we can. We're basically buying like a giant market of stuff. Does Freeport have enough supplies to do all the stuff we want? Like I don't. think so.
It has a lot of supplies, but a lot of them are not to you. Like these people are living at a way more primitive standard. You don't want a lot of what they use.
here's my other thought on that: is that if worst comes to shove, we can always just buy commodity items and sell them elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And considering that 10% more purchasing power is 10% more purchasing power, and since we are going to for the foreseeable future only be buying from here, it might be worth it.
Oh, and actually, as far as conditions go, they seem to have they've been talking while you've been talking. They want you to agree not to bring any more nanophage onto the market for at least 2 weeks, so that they can at least sell some of what you're giving them, because otherwise they have no chances.
A 2 week, yeah, 2 weeks, and then we're gonna probably flood the market with a bunch of nanophage. I think that's an okay deal. What do you guys think?
Yeah, 2 weeks sounds reasonable. Gives them time to
it gives us time to create stuff. So.
I mean, granted, they are probably going to gouge the hell out of the prices, but
yeah, but that's fine. At least there's still more available.
I mean, it's better.
I think that I'm not happy that you're using
to be able to do that.
What?
That you're using people's lives as
currency.
Yeah.
Well, with this we can
the families are thrilled.
Yeah, with at least this way we could. Like we just need to survive these upcoming attacks, and
at this point, we are just
we're in crisis mode, and really want to.
I guess
happily after, which is going to be after this.
I guess we have limited manufacturing capabilities.
Yeah, like honestly, I just want to cover this whole planet in factories and farms and make it second Equestria, and then possibly get out of here. But
does that mean you're giving up on the mission, Captain?
Oh, no, by get out of here, I mean continue the mission.
Because we have to track down Flurry Heart either way.
But if you're making this second Equestria,
we don't need a third one.
Why not? Let's have all the Equestrias we can make.
This is not far enough to fulfill our mission.
True, but it's not like we're going to leave all these people to die here.
I mean, at the very least,
we can make it really nice and then leave.
Unless you can figure out another
making
way.
a second Equestria takes more resources than helping out a colony to survive.
Okay. All right. You're right.
I think this is where you're being a little pedantic on his phrasing at this point.
Okay.
He is the captain. I need to make sure what his intentions are.
Make this place nice before we continue on our mission, because I don't want to leave these people slaves and no ability to manufacture what they need and a bunch of other things. So, well, yeah, just.
All right, well, let's get this done. So you make that deal, you get 37 pounds of kilos.
37.5 kilograms of gold.
Yep.
And we don't sell any nanophage for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's been a week. So what do you do?
Let's start building. We have a bunch of supplies. Okay, let's.
So you're probably going to want to wait at least 4 more days so that your remaining doses of nanophage can be finished.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you take the equipment apart now, they'll be lost.
Yeah, well, we'll wait on that. So.
4 days later, you have another 2,000 doses done.
Okay.
So has it been 1 week overall or 2?
It's been a week and 4 days.
Well, in all that time, my character hasn't been doing much other than helping where he can and operating his pirate radio station and upgrading his workspace.
Oh, by the way, do we have a marketer on board? We asked the psychologist, like, what is there any propaganda, anything we should be telling the people down below to avoid rumors or?
You have any
thing?
PR?
I feel like that might be a little outside the psychologist.
Yeah, he says he's already kind of to repair the minds of all these slaves.
Good point.
I was
Okay.
going to say, Captain, shouldn't your communications officer be communicating with them about that?
Oh, sure. If you know what to say, because I have no. Other
I also
than
imagine
we're working on it.
Yeah, I guess I'll probably be getting ready and everything set up for installing the new point defense systems, since I assume they go on the outside, right?
They do. Yes, there's
somebody-
hard points.
So we're going to need somebody who can go out there and.
Your ship has a total of, let's say, 32 hard points. You could install more, but the Proteus has 32 set up that are all empty.
Right, and I'm thinking more in the sense that, again, my guy is supposed to be a space roughneck, basically, so is there anything he can do EVA style?
Not a lot yet. I mean, you could clear debris and stuff. Nothing I'd make you roll for.
Yeah, I assume
but I will make Larsis roll for Rebel rather, to roll for how well you manage to, with your pirate radio station or whatever methods you choose, how well you control the public image of your group and the deals and trades you've made.
Okay. Not very well, apparently. Anyone want to help with that, Captain?
Dang it! I wanted to avoid this.
I feel I feel like we are failing at the things we're supposed to be good at, and I think
You rolled. Oh, you rolled snake eyes on that.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh man.
I mean,
If you have
with
a plus
faith and
2,
uh,
that means there's literally only 3 rolls you can make that are failures?
no,
Yeah.
Maybe your radio needs a little calibration.
From a
you
text, it just
accidentally-
comes across another language, and like,
My
it's
my
just super
my radio
mysterious.
station has accidentally been blasting Nickelback this whole time.
No, you accidentally, broadcast, the evil plot of some villain from some 90s environmental movie about how they're going to poison the water supplies.
No, God, don't give
Okay.
Starscribe ideas. Oh gosh.
Well, I feel like that.
I mean, technically, this is a game where the players can dictate consequences as well.
I feel like that this would be something that you should say how you put your foot in your mouth.
Or someone could help him.
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
have
I'm gonna have
negative
to help him,
influence.
but I don't know
literally
what to
cannot
say.
help you out here without making it worse, most likely.
The
could help
captain's
with
too
my
busy
interface
negotiating.
skills.
He can't help.
I mean, the only thing I can really do
gosh.
is that if you have me fly some missions, I could try to do some damage control down there.
Well, that'll be after.
Yeah.
So the image will be what it is, and then you guys can try to change it if you want, unless someone wants to help with their influence.
I mean, if I know exactly
not.
what I'd have the optics be on.
Obviously, we should have a daily talk show where we're just like, well, stuff's happening up here.
So is
Hey,
anyone helping?
Isn't
Find
one
out.
of our people supposed to be really good at cultures?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's me.
Nope. No, it's not.
Oh, it's
It's
not.
your scientist. He's a culture researcher,
You mean an anthropologist?
Yes.
but they're not necessarily human cultures. I got corrected on that in MLA. I still have nightmares.
What would be
Well,
the
what-
alternative then?
Well, why don't you roll? If you're gonna help, roll your influence.
Who?
Can I use my Freeport
Got it.
Society Research and Space points?
Yes, you can use any and all of them if you want, but you spend those after you roll.
Yeah.
Because
Because
this
I
is
have-
Freeport
I-
Society, so. Partial. Okay, what does it take to get to a full 10?
Yeah.
11? 10? Okay,
10.
so if you want to spend one data point, it'll get you to a full success.
Which will get Larsis to a partial success.
Actually, no, he gets a partial success
Without-
either way.
Yeah, without consequence. Without further consequences.
Right.
Yes, let's make it a full success. Which one should I? Freeport Society or
Probably society.
Yeah, I was about to say I can burn 2 of my points here to bring it up to a 6 on my part.
But a 6 still isn't a
6
partial,
is still
isn't
a
it?
failure.
Yeah, it's
so
still
you-
a failure. So
There's no
your
point in
points
bringing it up.
don't. Your points don't add. Like other people's points don't help you. They help their roll.
okay.
okay, I'll
So-
get my Freeport Society point there.
Okay, so in that case, it is so. Larsis, you tell me how you want them to think of your group, and then I'm going to twist it in one way, since it's a partial success.
Hey there, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Radio KTOK. This is Tubular Bell live here on the air. Today, we're going to tell you about what we're doing here with the society in the world in which you live. You see, we're helping you guys out in many ways. We're bringing you clean water and food, and we're helping
doing
you
that?
to
Are we getting
live
food from
overall longer and better lives.
Okay, so that is the general impression you want them to get, and they get that general impression. And they also you hear stories are going around that you basically completely destroyed the pirates. You're some sort of like incredibly technological like super race, maybe from the past or from the future. The stories don't really line up.
Wait. Does this count as a rumor spreads like wildfire?
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
say yes, but let me finish.
Okay.
And so they believe everything about what you're saying you're going to do because they think that your purpose is making them like advancing the planet to such a level that it will be worth it to enslave them. And so there's stories going around that basically you're sort of creating you intend to subjugate the planet when you're done. Like you're not doing it out of humanitarian
I
reasons.
like the idea of uplifting a planet just to make it worth enslaving.
Have you ever? No, that's just what they kind of. The impression is, I think of a Combine and
That's-
Half-Life.
This is like the British. That's essentially what you are. You're the British in
Listen,
India.
Listen, I build worlds. I build the best worlds.
That's basically what happens in the sci-fi novel Childhood's End. Just
we're gonna
crazy things happen to
put solar
humanity.
panels on the wall. It'll be great.
And we're gonna make the pirates pay for them.
And that isn't a joke, by the way. That's a real thing now.
Ah,
So
Jesus.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's a real plan.
So here's the question. He and I both have that as our level up. Does everyone get 2 points now?
I would prefer to make it more interesting by one of you leveling up so that you have an incentive to spread more rumors around.
Okay, it's my radio station, therefore it's my points.
Go ahead. All right.
That's fine.
Experience here.
Yeah, everyone gets an experience.
Question, how many experience points do you guys have? Just so I...
We should all have like 7, and
I think you will.
4, so 3.
Yeah, so you should wait. I think you have. You have 3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we
3
have
since
3.
the last level. Okay, just making sure.
Oh.
We have 3 and we need 5.
Okay, I was just a little worried that I thought I may have messed up in my counting.
Okay, so that's what the common people think, and for their evidence, they, like, everybody knows that you made some big deal with the good families, and they think that they're in on it. Like, they basically sold out the planet, and in order to stay in power, is essentially what everyone is saying. But if you don't care that people are talking about that, fighting you, there's no resistance or anything. No one.
Yet.
No one.
I think that's good for now. Yeah.
I mean, what if you're gonna say we're not here to enslave you?
But,
Well, I'm
That's
sure if anyone asked you, you'd tell them no, but they don't care.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they probably go, "Hey," they go with us a nudge, and a wink.
We get you. We get you.
I for one, pledge loyalty to our new alien overlords. Did I say overlords? I mean protectors.
What is this? Chiron
Okay.
being a prime? By the way,
Yep.
after I do that, I have to pick another one in that career or any career.
No, once you level up.
Whatever career you want to level up.
Yeah, but
after we level up. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Wait. So do you not get another advancement condition until you level up?
Yeah. So you could technically level up from the same thing, the same trigger over and over again, so long as you don't level up, and per session.
Okay. Okay. So, what next? So it's been a week and 4 days. That's what the
Time to
public is
build
thinking.
everything.
Okay. So, I'll either let you guys roll to have the players sort of command or use their own skills to, or I'll just tell you how many days it takes to do each thing, and you can take it if you don't want to try to speed it up. So it will take, after waiting to get the 2,000 doses, it's going to take you exactly a week to disassemble the nanophage plant and rebuild it intact somewhere else on your ship. Are you willing to? And it's going to take all of the available manpower you have. Like, this is a pretty big endeavor because you're not only rebuilding the manufacturing plant, but you're also successfully dismantling and then rebuilding another one somewhere else. So the question is, do you want to speed it up, or are you willing to let it take a week?
Here's another idea: is if we don't do anything right now, do we have to move anything to start manufacturing other things in the manufacturing right now, or is the nanophage thing
In the way.
all the space?
The nanophage is in the way. You used all the available space to try to make as much as possible as you could. Like, your intention was to make it at scale, and so you used all the space there was.
Okay.
That's why you can make 2,000 doses in 4 days.
Can we
So, do you
dismantle
argue-
the nanophage and then kind of put it in a room somewhere until we can put it together again? Would that take shorter amount of time?
That will take 4 days. A lot of the time is still going to be spent because you need to disassemble it without breaking it, and you need to move it, and you need to rebuild the new equipment either way.
Yeah.
So it will take 4 days instead of 7.
I personally felt for going for 4 days and then focusing on rebuilding the ship just for now.
Yeah, we'll do the 4 days.
Okay. So no roll to try to speed it up?
Uh,
I mean, unless Rocket wants to.
is it? I'm assuming partial success. It's just flat, like it works out.
Yeah, partial success will be the time I quoted. It was 4
Okay.
days.
Okay. I mean, I can't think of anything I could help unless.
Unless I could give a rousing speech about how important it is.
You lift with your legs, not with your back.
But if you get a failure,
Yeah, it'll be much worse.
If you get a failure, it'll be lift with your back in a jerking, twisting motion.
And
it'll
then
be
like
lift
all the
with your
nanophage
back,
gets
and
machines
then
get destroyed.
it'll be lift with your back. Says, I've got multiple contacts on radar. That's what it'll be.
Okay.
Gosh darn it. Okay, let's just do the 4 days. Like I hate rolling in this game. It
Okay,
hurts too much.
Are the pirates like waiting for us and if waiting for us fail? out
Their
there
crew member
somewhere?
put out his back. Attack!
Oh, that's
actually-
no. They aren't actually connected. It's like that's more
They're
a,
actually
an
really close
abstraction.
until we mess up something.
Yeah.
It's
It's an
just
abstraction.
waiting.
Hey, if you have a +2 in a skill, you only have a 17% chance of failure.
I mean,
Well, let's not dilly dally. You made a decision. 15 days have now passed. You've disassembled the nanophage plant, and the manufactory is ready to go.
Okay, manufacture shields first.
Okay. Shield generators, to make all of them, it's going to take 30 days. Do you want to roll to try to cut that time in half? Or
Is there a way
want
to
take the 30 days?
oh, here's the thing,
was-
sir. I mean,
Wait, how long would it take to put in the 8-point system?
That is also going to take 30 days. To make 8, specifically. Like the minimum to cover your ship will take 30 days. And that includes installing them on the exterior.
Yeah.
which will probably be Rocket and I's job.
Yes, but
Okay,
if
we
you
probably
take
should
the
roll for
ti-
these.
If you take the time that I quote you, you don't have to roll. It just works.
Yeah, that's us not hurting. This is us doing it right.
Yeah.
I mean, out of character, we kind of know that if we don't roll, there's less chance of us getting bummed. I imagine there is a date that Star has set for the pirates to come up.
You're not wrong.
So, it's us guessing, do we want to risk that 30 days and it possibly being within that on that date? Or do we want to actually try hurrying up and possibly triggering it before that date? I'm getting a little bit skittish since we are about 2 weeks. I would give the pirates maybe a month to rally their ships. Well, the more, and then
So what? Who's actually rolling for what though? Like, is it an engineer?
Let's say we
roll?
did
Is our
shields
engineer
first.
gonna roll it, or
It's however you choose, whatever angle you choose to take, I'll let you take as long as.
As long as.
so it might be like a command roll to. Get
Yeah,
the,
to like the leadership, like organizing it, give people schedules, and however you.
Okay, I can schedule. I'm pretty good at scheduling and doing logistics and that kind of stuff. So I will try to work on logistics for doing shields, and that'll be my influence.
All right,
That
roll
work?
then.
All
Sure.
right, here we go.
actually, I was about to say, is that
partial success.
Okay, so that's just normal, 30 days.
That'll take 30 days,
Yeah, I
unless
was
someone
about
wants
to
to
say,
try to help.
do we have a long-range sensors on the pirates?
Your long-range sensors, they're not going to help you because if something's moving FTL, you will never detect them until they dropped into normal space.
Right, but I assume that that there are people coming back and forth across that highway still, right?
You can't see anyone on the highway because they're going FTL.
No, I mean, like
See
in
people-
the time that we have been sitting here, nobody's visited this planet from outside the system.
You can roll the sensors. Someone could roll sensors to try to find that out. I won't tell you.
My thinking is ask them if they've seen the pirates mobilizing.
Well, first, let's deal with the 30-day thing. Is someone going to try to upgrade that? Because right now it's a par. Take
Let me
30
look
days.
at it. Influence? I can't help with
I
influence.
feel like the engineer should do something this session.
It doesn't have to be influence. It has
Yeah,
to be.
this was just me being a good scheduler and.
Yeah, you have to help install shield generators somehow. Anything that helps with that is a valid means.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't done
I
anything
think letting
yet.
the engineer do something is probably for the best. So if you want to roll to try to do your engineering, then you can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my engineering and see if I'm good this time. Not bad. Oh, you.
Don't worry about those headaches.
Okay, engineer is gonna botch this.
wait, do we have
the
data points? We
question
gotta have
is,
data points.
Does anyone
ask.
want to
We have a
help?
space point.
Wait, don't I have a point I can use on that?
Yeah,
If it's about your ship, you can use it.
No.
Pretty sure you have a space point.
I know I have 1 point on the data on the Proteus itself. I do not know if that was given to everyone else though.
I didn't get that one. At least I don't think
Because
I
that
did.
might have been.
There was definitely a point where people like did like a super scan of the ship, and they got
I definitely know. That
Oh.
yeah, I remember that's what I was
But
looking
only
to
the
see if
people that
tractor
were
beam
there
or
got
something.
it.
right.
I may have used that. I don't know.
Well, does someone want to help you? Anyone who can?
Yeah, I can't help with expertise.
I can expertise.
I could program. I
I
don't
feel
know.
so sorry for you,
Okay,
man.
I heard a programmer person. Why don't you
Yeah.
go?
All right.
No! Gosh darn it, guys!
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. I
Does
have
someone
interface.
else
I can
wanna
do that.
Can we sample from a different quantum state?
You can turn off quantum dice. I think maybe.
I'm just
It seems
wondering
like the god of probability is just frowning upon your crew.
what
I know,
would happen
right?
If the sound engineer were to go over there and try to fix it now,
I have 2 interface. I could try to unfuck it.
But-
Do
The
it.
communications officer could help coordinate.
Okay, I kind of go look at you two struggling with this. I go, okay, let me try this. I know how to us deal with this.
Dang it, you should have just taken a 30 days, Scott.
Oh my god.
Okay. These shields are just not working, man. These shields are just not going in.
Running
I just-
joke.
I just want to see what happens if the comm officer goes over there and says, "Okay, guys, let me try to unfetch this."
How many crew members did it take to screw in a light bulb?
So would there be interface or?
Well, you can justify it how you want if you want to use a different one, but you have to justify it if you want to use a different one.
I don't. But
Guys,
you
the
can't-
manual
you
says
can't
to
make
do
up
it
for
this
all
way.
these failures, can you?
No, you're making a. So there is still going to be 3 failures. Earlier on, you could have been like assisting each other to upgrade these other failures into partials. But at this point, if you succeed, only one of these is getting upgraded. So you got to decide who's gets. Is it Chinchillax's, and then there are these 3 failures still? Are you going to make one failure a partial? Like, which would probably be the smart move. No spoilers, but that's probably the smart move because then Chinchillax also succeeds.
I mean, I thought I was helping Chinchillax there, but okay.
Yeah, you were, but you failed.
It does.
How about I just don't take his advice? Like, just like,
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't-
The roll has been made.
Also, it wasn't advice. He was trying to work on the computers to help.
Yeah. So does
Can I
anybody?
let
Yeah,
AI
same.
Simon help? Like,
you know,
wait, Faith is on this ship. Can we just get the super advanced AI to do this?
Do what?
I don't
Someone
know.
else could roll command on her. Like that's how I know NPCs. But someone who isn't involved in this role could roll command to try to get her to help.
yeah,
I mean, I
can
guess
roll
since I don't have applicable skills, I could try and like.
Can I roll my +2 influence to try to get Faith to help?
Yeah,
Yeah. Sure.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here goes, guys.
Yes.
Best results. So to be
Do you
clear,
have applicable data points to make it a full success? Just help.
Do you know anything about the ship?
Hold up. Yes, I do. I have a data point about the Proteus.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Because I was there
you
during that
do not
scan.
incur any complications. So who are you helping? Are you directly helping with the repairs, or are you trying to mitigate all of the other consequences that will also help with the repairs?
You should mitigate one of the failures.
Okay.
Presumably the engineers, because
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna mitigate the engineer's failures. I'm just going to move aside. I have experience with the.
no, you were getting Faith to help, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting Faith.
Yeah.
help. Faith, can you look at? Can
Faith,
Have
you
you
know
considered-
how he is.
Faith, look at this fetchery and tell me this is how it should be.
Have you considered unplugging it and then plugging it back in again?
Okay.
No,
so
don't trust him to plug stuff in.
this long series of failures. What happened? First of all, you kit bash this thing into finishing in 15 days and getting the shields installed. However, you pay a high price to do it, which is to the tune of 2 failures and 1 partial success. And that's you have expended all of your spare scrap resources that you were going to use to make the point defense drones. You used all of it.
Oh,
Also
okay.
making the shields. That's the first consequence. You just made you guys were just not feeling how your manufacturing wasn't working. You made a bunch of crap, and like this stuff is just destroyed. You had to it was so badly destroyed you had to like vent it into space. Either that or it'll have to be refined again in like refineries before the raw materials are valuable again, because it's just like a pile of slag. That's the first consequence. Second consequence is Faith warns you that a large number of ships have been detected coming out of faster than light on the other end of the system.
Gosh darn it! Really?
At which point, though? Like,
they appear to be gathered near the.
no. I mean,
time.
the shields take 15 days. Is it before
Yes.
that starts or after?
It's after the shields have been installed.
Okay.
She says that that a large number of ships, she detects at least 10, have come out of faster than light travel and appear to be holding position near the gas giant that's at the the opposite end of the system from where you are, and they are currently holding position there.
Okay, and a process success.
Well, I feel like I should roll to see if I avoid causing the panic by just going shit.
The partial success, I think I've been harsh enough.
Yeah, considering
Partial success is that your raw materials are destroyed and they need to be
yeah,
like,
I feel like that was actually a little bit. Yeah, that was totally reasonable.
Yeah, because because this takes 15 days, so I'll go and I'm able to purchase the supplies for 16.32 point system and pay the gold for that, right?
You'll have to do that after the days are over.
Wait, why?
Because you're involved. Your efforts are every day invested leading the.
I'm doing
shields.
logistics. I just
You're on duty 24 or you're on duty the entire time.
You are basically pointing fingers and telling you go there, you make.
And
this.
you don't even really you don't fully realize the consequences of what this is taken until the end. So you at the end you get there and you finish the shields and then you look and realize, holy crap, our second warehouse full of raw materials, we were taking some copper wire here and some iron there, and next thing you know it's empty.
Yeah, we basically, that one scene in I Love Lucy where they're trying to pack all the candies? I kind of feel that was happening behind your back.
Gosh darn it.
You rolled 3 failures.
I mean,
that is colossally bad in this.
Yeah, all things considered, it's probably the least.
Then again, we got it done in 15 days as opposed to 30, so there's
And
that.
to be fair, there's nothing explicitly stating that this isn't because of the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that maybe that we lucked out on that.
In a
Just let
few
me
days,
have my
I'm gonna
ego
be done
here.
with those stupid adag.
Yeah, in a few more days you will be, because it was 2 weeks, and then it's like 1 or 2 days, because you'd already spent 15 days, and then this was another 15.
So it's
You
been a
spent
month.
14, so it's like 1 more day, and your headaches are gone, and you can now get implants if you want.
Right. So I think. Well, first of all, does it? I guess, Captain, what do we do now?
So what do you guys do? And you're now able to sell nanophage again if you want to.
Yeah, we want to. We have 37 grams of gold still. Let's just buy all the get stuff for like a 32 point system, and let's just keep making weapons until they arrive.
My other
basically.
thought is that there might be some mercenaries down there that might be willing to help.
Yeah, well, if we can buy a bunch of mercenaries to fight for us,
If nothing else, because at this point we're kind of at the mercy of the pirates giving us 30 days of unmolested.
Or
that's not gonna
rolling
work.
better and making it 15 days. But that's only for 8 of them.
Yeah. Which I don't think they're going to be that kind. They're probably going to hail us at any moment to gloat.
Well, they're still no more time has actually passed. They're still all in orbit around the gas giant near that moon you were chilling on that one time, the fart moon.
Yeah. How much would it cost to get a bunch of like actual ships, like fighter ships?
Assuming there are. I mean,
Fighters?
Yeah.
The first one you buy, so the price starts to rise dramatically as you buy them off the market.
I was about to say is that we should buy a fighter and a pilot with that pilot, hire them, not buy them.
Because the first fighter you buy costs 1.5 kilos is what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, they want double that. So if you want another fighter, then they want 3 kilos, and then they want 6 kilos for the next one. Basically, like it's the only ones who own them are the families, and word starts spreading that you want more the more as you buy them. So your first one you can get for 1.5.
Let me write this stuff down. 5, 3, 6.
And it's just going to double every time.
Yeah. 9.
And obviously you can try to haggle them, but that's the offer they're going to make. The first one, probably that you won't be able to haggle it. Like, it's close to what its real value is.
Mm-hmm.
But after that,
they realize that they have supply. They have the supply, and we have the demand pretty heavily here.
So 10.5 gold for 3 fighters.
For the first one is 1.5. Second one is
3, 6.
Yeah, so 10.5 kilos for 3 fighters, and they're pretty primitive by your standards, but they're equivalent to what the pirates use.
Right.
Yeah.
And at this point, since we do not have the PDWs, that will be as we can hope for, I guess.
And skilled pilots, how long do you want them? Like, do you want to just contract them?
Oh, I thought this was for the pilots and the plane.
No, it's just the planes.
Okay,
Yeah, we're just renting the planes. We're not buying them outright.
Yeah, we're hiring.
Oh, you're renting the planes?
We're hiring.
We're going to rent the pilots and the plane.
Mercenaries. We do not buy mercenaries. We hire mercenaries. And I assume they come with their own plane.
Okay, in that case, that's a different story. I assumed you wanted the hardware and you were going to fly. So you were like adding them to your ship. So in that case, it costs 100 grams per day for all 3 for them to be on retainer. But if they have to fight, each one of them gets a 500 gram sort of like hazard
bonus
pay at the end of that day if they did any fighting during the day they were on retainer.
That seems
Do we get to
reasonable.
determine what counts as fighting?
No, they do. But at any time where their ship could be reasonably put at risk. Basically, if they leave the hangar, it counts. But if you want them to just park in your hangar and do cards and stuff, the price they offer is 100 grams a day for all 3. You could probably negotiate them down if you want, but they're going to be insistent on their 500 gram each bonus to cover the risk and the price of repairs for their ships and more ammo and all that stuff.
How much gold do we have again?
How much gold do you have? 37.5 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Captain?
Seems like a good deal to me. Wait, how many fighters do they have available? Could we have 5?
You could take 5. For 5, they sort of realize what you're doing here, so they are going to up the price a little bit. They want 200 grams a day to keep all 5 on retainer.
So that is basically a kilo a day, I guess, for all 5.
No, that was a total price. So 200 grams a day is for all 5 for 1 day.
Oh, that's actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But wait, if they fight, is it 200?
If they fight, it's 500 each. So you're now paying out 2.5 kilos if they fight. If they don't, it's 200 for that day.
Okay.
Unless you want to try to negotiate them down, which is a roll.
Well, it's only going to be 500 a day, like at the. And
I feel like it's much. It's pretty much 500.
Well, it's 200 a day, not 500 a day.
I mean, if they fight.
If they fight, that they're more insistent on. Because like that is the price of like they're risking their lives. These are mercenaries who are wealthy enough to own fighters, risking their lives for you.
I feel like there'd be 2,500. So like 2.5 kilograms of gold at the end of this. So I think that's reasonable. Like for those 5 fighters. Yeah, that could work.
And
200.
if nothing else, yeah, I feel like we do have a lot of gold left, and we are going to get more gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
you're
feel
sitting
like
on
money.
a mountain of money. Like
we have 2,000 doses of nanophage, so it's like, and we can always. Yeah, wait. This port town has 20,000 people, right?
Approximately,
and then there's 100,000 people on the planet. So if we went to
in
other
total.
Places, like there's.
They're very spread out, though.
Okay, good point.
Consider a small, like Provo's population, or any small city. What else? What other small cities are there that have about 100,000 people?
Yeah, I was about to say is one of the things we could suggest
on a whole planet.
I mean, this is if we were really strapped for gold, which we're not. Is we could offer them nanophage as part of payment, but.
Yeah, we can always do that later. And in fact, like if we run out of money, can we trade you some nanophage? Like we're gonna have 2,000 doses.
They say each individual pilot says they'll take a dose a day instead of gold. But they still want their 500-gram bonus.
Because nanophage doesn't do them much work.
A dose a day?
That sounds like a good contract. Let's do it.
Yeah, a dose of nanophage a day.
A dose.
Yeah, but it's something to have for later. So I think that's.
Yeah, I thought you said that they need a dose a day.
No,
they don't need a dose a day. That's what they want. If you're not going to pay.
Right, and to be fair, that is a lower price than we got for the.
Well, you sold them at much like if you check the markets right now, the nanophage current price is slightly under 1 kilo for 1 dose.
Ah.
You sold them to the family for much less
than
they're really worth.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's, but to be fair, they were willing to give you much more for different conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I say like give them a dose of nanophage. So 5 doses of nanophage a day are slowly going down as we keep these guys on retainer, and then we pay 2.5 kilograms of gold at the end of this when we do fight. So I think that's reasonable.
Okay, so you pick them up. That takes about a day's worth of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so your headaches are gone, Rocket, and there is no change from the fleet. It's still holding position at the far end of the system. Yes?
So we've been on the ship for a month.
Yes.
Are we
doing
15
days,
those crew rolls?
We could probably do 1.
But it's like the idea is you pick one character and they do it with another character, and
that's like an in-character interaction between the two of them, depending on how.
Yeah.
Well, we can do 1. Who's done the? Let's say Batch will make this roll. What is the attribute that's rolled?
Cramped quarters. You just roll straight 2d6.
Yeah, and I can roll to make that easier, but no, I can't.
Yeah, you're doing things.
So
it only counts if I'm actually driving us somewhere. So unless we're
we're
going on the road trip.
So just straight 2d6. And is it a roll of which other character it is? There's some friction going on.
When you're trapped in, I think you just choose it.
I choose the other character.
No. The person rolling chooses.
Okay, so you're gonna have a negative batch with one of your crewmates. Who is it that things don't go well with?
I don't know, probably Rocket.
Okay, what happens? So do they decide together, or does the roll decides what happens?
I'm not the one reading anything.
I'm asking Kirby.
The character, he got a less than a 6.
Much less. Yes.
Describe what caused the newest hurt feelings or bad blood between you.
So what happened?
Do we have 2 or he does?
He does. So what caused bad blood between you two?
I don't know. I think he was a little too eager to jump for the cortical recorder instead of the nanovages.
That's not a good reason.
It doesn't matter if you think it's a good reason.
I know.
That's probably better evidence that it would be a genuine,
Well, I
like a
think you
genuine
said-
problem.
It did sound like a good reason.
Oh,
Also, I just came up with that top of my head, but I think it works.
That's how RPing works.
yeah.
Okay, Chin is AFK for a moment, so you should probably give him time to get back since he's a captain.
Well, we could let like other people are doing things. If there's other people during this time who
Hey,
want
Zucha,
to,
can you?
Also, as a direct result of him choosing that, he got like headaches while trying to work on Arch Shield, so he kind of borked things.
Hey, Zucha, can you mute your mic
but
when
the
you're
newest.
chewing, please?
When I'm eating like this.
Yeah, we can all
could
do
you?
it.
It's messing up the recording quality, I guess.
And also, it's just annoying. Thank God I wasn't the only one. Okay. So, anything else anyone can think of? The only real thing I think of is another quarters or. But I mean, can we? I take. Do we know for a fact that these are the pirates?
No, you just know that there are 10 ships. They're really far away, so
Can we do we have long range? We can scan them from here, right?
you know that they're approximate size from here.
Okay.
If you want to find out if they're pirates, you'd need to get in visual range.
Okay.
Because no one in this day, like in your day, in Equestria's day, every ship has a transponder that tells where they are.
Yeah.
No other ships but yours have those now. That say like, I am this.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. I was about to say
you have to see them to know that they're pirates.
the only other thing I was about to say is that, and this became a moot point when we failed so many times, is we go down and ask around because I was about to say is that has there been any other traders coming to this planet? Or is
Well, if one of you wants to try to do like a covert ask around kind of thing.
yeah, because that's my other thing is that they're gonna ask him like, so you just came out on that cargo ship, have you seen any of the pirates coming in? If actually, in retrospect, if they knew the pirates were coming in, that would probably be a poor reason to go head in the same direction, wouldn't it be? But that sort of idea. I would say this that the covert guy would probably be good for that. I mean, I
That
have
seems
negative
like a good
influence, so
idea
I
to me.
cannot do that.
Well, we have 2 people on board who can do covert type things.
Yep.
So if they want to go and ask around to try to find out, they can make a roll for that mission.
I mean, what would we be rolling?
Well, what did we decide stealth was?
Well, not even stealth. I
Influence?
mean, it could be just enough as to say, hey, asking the air traffic controller, like, hey, or just looking up to like, oh, that guy just landed recently. Let's go talk to his captain.
I guess if you don't care that people know that you're asking around.
I mean, it's human intelligence. I think they all.
Yeah, the other option is that you could overhear a thing if you're stealthed.
Sneak around in the dive bars or whatever.
The dive.
The drive.
The dive bars.
The drive bars, they're
They're on wheels.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a bar. You pull up in a *51 Chevy.
It's a little
It's
illegal.
what our van
sounding.
is disguised as.
Well, see, I was thinking like the bar itself is in the back of a semi, but let's move away from that. So who's gonna do it? Let's make a decision and roll so we can get through this.
Well, the comm officer's not doing much. What do I need to roll?
Influence.
Here goes.
Oh, right. This is.
To find out, like,
Woo! Things are looking up.
alrighty. Well, in that case, so you go to the. So where are you gonna go and try to find out? Are you gonna go to the dive bars, or what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the dive bars and slink around in the back while stealthed.
Okay.
just overhear all the things, keep notes, move to the next one.
So you find out that you're pretty sure the pirates they have lots of contacts here in Freeport. I mean, they were ruling this place for a long time. And those contacts have been they've been trying to get every bit of information about what you guys have been doing on the Proteus. They've been asking a lot of questions and sending messages somewhere with the information they learn about your group. They've basically been trying to watch everything you do.
Hopefully good
Have
things.
have they been able to watch me while I'm stealthed?
No, they have not seen you. You got a success, so you learn this information without them.
Okay.
But you now know that they've been watching what you've been doing aboard your ship and sort of passing the message along. Because based on what you've been buying, they can sort of guess what you've been doing. And like based on the sudden drop in the price of nanophage, it seems like they've been keeping a close eye on what you guys have been up to.
How much do they buy into the rumor?
The pirates seem very certain that you intend to take over and rule the planet.
We have that thing.
Like that's exactly what they would do. So they are thoroughly convinced.
Well, I'm gonna go back up there and pass this information along to the rest of the crew.
So would that count as rumor spreading further?
I really like that people think we're evil overlords.
It's not a new rumor in this case.
We're like half comprised of bats here.
Yeah, but look at my smiling face.
Yes, I think that's why they think you're evil.
Wow.
Sharp teeth.
Do bats have sharp teeth?
They have fangs.
I mean, I don't think the Nightmare Moon Rules T-shirt is helping any.
Right.
This is
Things
awesome
for the mangoes, right?
That's like
Wow.
you're worshiping a
It's
dead
mangoes.
god from the ancient world. Like that's like worshiping Pan or something. It's so edgy.
Yes,
Zeus did nothing wrong.
You worship Luna? Well, who's that again? She's the god of toilets, right?
Or like,
well,
oh,
you know,
better.
I also listen to Smashing Pumpkins.
Actually, I was thinking Luna's the god of
Praise
constipation since you don't need a loo. Nah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you for that.
I will go hide in the corner now.
And for less on this, we now go to Starscribe. Star, what's the weather report today?
Space. It's space outside. It's the same every day.
I think Bats listens to the Power of Love by Huey Lewis.
All right. Well, the pirates are not afraid, despite your choice of music. It may terrify some, but the pirates are not afraid.
I'm gonna threaten them with more Nickelback.
There aren't any actual pirates like nearby. They're not even because the limited communication. So you couldn't even call the pirates from over here unless they had stolen communications equipment installed. Because you need a direct, unbroken laser line, and it's space dust. Like there's not much of it, but over the distance, like between planets in a solar system, it's too much, and it will degrade the signal quality very quickly.
So they're not picking up my radio station either?
Not the pirates. They're not. No, unless they have stolen equipment. There's a lot of communications equipment missing from the Proteus. It's possible they can pick it up if they're using that. The planet can pick it up. You're in orbit of it. But
I like the idea. Yeah, I like the idea that we're broadcasting on everything we can on one of the sub not gold frequencies.
Non-laser frequencies.
Well, my Babylon 5 is showing there. Gold was the command channel.
How about some Johnny Be Good?
that's old.
Oh, Jim Pill is back.
How about some Lyra Heartstrings?
She's a
Full
communications
Monkey
officer on another ship in the past. So who knows what happened to that ship?
So I go back and tell the captain and everyone else about what the pirates think of us right now.
All right.
Well, that's awkward.
Mainly that the pirates have been watching you and they sort of know what you've been doing to the ship.
Well, then they should know we have a bunch of nanophages and they don't want to destroy the ship because, well, we can manufacture nanophages.
But you kind of killed the pirate captain's son, so
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
his motivations may not be entirely rational at this point.
This may be
True.
a pure Kill Bill style revenge story.
I don't know, maybe he didn't like his son.
Well, he hasn't contacted you. None of the ships have moved further
Right.
inward.
Well, I guess killing his son is still
So,
pretty
is he
something,
here?
even if he didn't like him.
The actual-
How would you know that?
Well, you kept saying it like he was, and I thought maybe we knew that.
No, he's not. They were talking about people.
I get on my radio station and go, have you heard the story of the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Well, no one responds because it's a radio station.
I'm reminded of the beginning of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where you hear a one-sided conversation between the guys destroying Earth and somebody on Earth.
Well, what do you guys do? 15 days. They're now. You see, there's a fleet on the other side of the system.
Have I already negotiated the trade for more 8-point system supplies?
You have not.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you want 8 of them? The minimum.
Well, let's just go for 32 while we're at it, and like.
Okay, so that's gonna. So you've already sort of driven up the price for like raw ship parts, and you're gonna drive it up enormously if you buy that. You're basically gonna have to buy every part everyone is selling.
We should consider mining our own.
Okay. Well, maybe we can just get a single 8-point system and then start mining.
Okay, well, the 8-point system is now going to cost 5 kilos because of the way the eight individual point defense hard points.
Okay, that works.
So it costs 5 kilos. So you're okay.
So now we're down to 32.5 kilos. Cool.
All right, and as before, it'll take about a week for all the supplies to arrive, though you could start now because you have enough to like the first shipment is enough to start the equipment if you want to start.
Yeah,
doing
let's
stuff
go
now.
ahead and start making equipment. And I don't know, anything else we want to do to prepare for these pirates? They're out there. We're just gonna.
I mean, do we want to try to initiate communication?
Actually, that would be nice. I would prefer not to have a fight, especially with all the technology we have aboard and how much
here's
we
the-
can save everyone.
Here's the thing: is that you'd have to move within pretty close with them. And I assume that if we can communicate, they can engage us as well.
Not the laser lines have a longer range than that.
Anyway, we could send out a communications drone or something, like just to be in the middle.
You could build. It would take a lot of them actually. So the laser lines have an effective range of about 1 AU, and they're hanging out around the gas giant. And so that's how far is Jupiter from the sun? How far is Uranus actually? That'd be a better estimate. They're about that many AU away. And they're on the opposite side of the system, so go ahead and double that
How far
number.
is Uranus from the sun?
Let me think about that.
Yes, think about it.
From the sun to Uranus is about 19.9 astronomical units.
Okay, so you
So
need about
20 AU.
30. Yeah, so you need about but they're on the other side of the system. They chose this planet to orbit because it's as far from you as it can be and still have like a rocky thing to land on, if they wanted to, because you visited one of its moons before. So you would
In
need.
fact, one of those
40
moons
drones
is
if you wanted
unscannable.
to- Yeah, and it's unscannable. Like the specific details of what's going on over there. The only reason you know that it was about 10 ships is because they had to like get out of FTL and then move over there, and that's how many you've counted so far. So it would take you about 40 drones all lined up to make a communications with laser lines all the way over there.
And how long would that take to build?
A while.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem
It
worth
takes you about a day per drone, so about 40 days.
So let's just focus on.
Yeah, let's focus on what we're doing, and I'll
Yeah.
just boldly say consider supporting your local NPR station by calling us toll free at 1-800-232-8813.
You could also just fly your frigate over there and hang out at the edge of the range and try to communicate that way.
I hope that
There's
they don't.
nothing
We don't.
like
Go on.
they could see that as you attacking them, and that could be the beginning of the battle that eventually comes back here. But your ship is faster than them. Like your maximum acceleration is much higher than theirs. So if it comes down to a chase, as long as your pilot doesn't flub the roll, like they will never catch you.
Yeah. Okay. As long as our pilot doesn't flub the roll. Like everyone flubs every roll in this game.
Hey, I
Running
didn't flub the
joke.
last roll.
To be
Thank
fair,
you.
the last time the pilot rolled to do this, he succeeded tremendously.
Okay,
so you
statistics.
you remember like your character statistics. Your character is aware of the fact that every time your pilot is needed to escape pirates, he's succeeded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like every time he's tried to do his job, he's actually succeeded.
Yeah.
Granted, one time he nearly screwed it up in trying to stealth it, but that's not exactly his training.
So if you wanted to communicate sending your own ship, it would. By the way, your own ship is going to take about 24 hours to cross that whole distance. So their ships, presumably, even if they set off right now, it would take them a little more than that. Although you wouldn't even know for like how long does it take for the light to reach like Pluto?
Well, it takes 8 minutes
a
to reach
ways.
Earth, so
How long does it
Earth
take
is
light
really
to
close
reach
compared to
Pluto?
those.
yeah, but if it's one AIU and it takes 8 minutes.
How long does it take light to reach Pluto from the sun?
I feel like I'd need a really good plan of talking with these guys before making that kind of expedition. Um,
320 minutes, just roughly.
So you won't even know they're coming for like 2 hours.
For 5.
Actually, I'm getting 4.1 hours here, so
Okay, well then if they turned on their engine straight for you, you'd know they were on their way 4 hours from now.
how long
Presumably,
does
though,
it
that
take to
we
get
can
there?
communicate back to the ship faster than that, though, right?
Between your ship and the Proteus and the Alatha have entanglement communication. They can talk instantly at any distance,
Okay.
except while at FTL. If either one is at FTL, then you can't communicate at all.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, there's part of me just saying that they'll come when they come.
Yeah, I feel like even trying to communicate with them would incite something. We could be ruthless and like try to scare them off, but
We have one ship.
I think that'd be kind of hard to do.
Faith interrupts this debate to let you know that she has detected a change from the enemy fleet.
Oh.
A single ship has set a course directly for the planet.
And that was 4 hours.
Yes. So, assuming their speed is half of ours, they will be in communications range in 2 days.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Okay, so do you want to give a heads up to the Freeport?
What would we say to Prefort that hey, there's a pirate ship coming. We want to talk,
Well,
if at all possible.
here's the thing: is that I get the feeling they're trying to intimidate Freeport into supporting them again.
Ah, okay.
I mean, at the very least,
I think what we should do is meet them at Freeport and land the frigate there, since they tend to respect the rules of Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
they may be. I mean, they'll probably. Yeah, I agree. That's probably the safest.
I mean, this would be like Air Force One landing so that someone can give a speech. It's going to be intimidating when we do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've landed the ship before.
So you're gonna land the ship at You're gonna. We'll fast forward 2 days. Are you so you're working? You have the hardpoint materials sort of coming in shipments, and that takes another 10 shipments out of your total. Also, BT dubs.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Do you take a 30-day installation time, or are you going to have someone roll to make it 15 and make that person be out of action for anything that happens in the meantime?
I kind of want to risk it actually, because 30 days is a long time. This is nice.
I could install robot arms on all the workers to make them go.
I don't think the workers would be pleased with that arrangement.
Oh yeah, did we ever get any of the crew to help, or are they still in counseling?
You could make another roll to.
I'll make another rousing speech. Like, hey, the pirates are on their way. The pirates are docked in our solar system, and we need all the help we can get because we need to protect ourselves. And this is going to be very difficult. So if you can help, please.
Okay, roll.
Partial success.
Partial success. All right. Partial success, if you'll recall, does not change the time estimate, so it's still going to be 30 days.
Oh no, this was just to inspire the other crew. Wait, what was all the people that are getting psychological counts?
So you're not actually going to have them do anything, because I was skipping the middleman here. They were doing a thing.
Okay, yeah, then go ahead and have them help them.
So they're now helping. It's a partial success, so they're still sort of in shock, and they're unwilling to do anything that's even the slightly remotely strenuous or dangerous. But they can still work manufacturing machines and drive forklifts, and they can do some stage of the production. But unfortunately, what this means is that their contributions haven't really sped things up enough to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
They may be so overwhelmed, and this is their first time back on the job, that they're actually making it worse. And so even though they're contributing man hours, you're not actually gaining any productivity.
Yeah,
It's the Mythical Man Month all up on this project.
Yeah, they're probably a bit jumpy. Other way, they're probably one dropped piece of equipment from all panicking.
But on the plus side, the captain isn't exposed by it. It's the crew who's using their time, so you can still.
Oh well. So I'm thinking, do you guys want it faster?
I would prefer that, mostly because they're already in the solar system.
I'm thinking I could roll, and I could roll saying that I'm giving them something to keep them.
You're not going to help with the actual installing of the system?
I'm a doctor.
People can do engineering stuff.
Well, you might be a doctor, but I'm a chemist.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's giving them cocaine.
Well, so this is the Nazi regime then.
Every side of that war gave their soldiers amphetamine.
Something to calm their nerves. Something to.
Well, whoever's rolling should roll, because I want this to be the only Zoom. So whoever's rolling should roll.
Because I'm thinking, I don't think you'll need me for the other thing.
Okay, who is playing with chopsticks on the table?
Whoever it is should roll.
Whatever the other thing is, it's blanking right now.
Well, if whoever's gonna roll. Otherwise, you take 30.
All right, another partial success.
So it pushes it, but I'll just say the consequence is you are sort of overwhelmed and inundated with work, keeping them running, and so you can't help with anything else for the entire period. You're just occupied.
Yeah, you're hurting.
Hey, wait, do you have a data point or anything? Because about the Proteus?
No, I do not. I was not there for that.
Okay.
So it'll take 15 days. 2 will have passed when they arrive. So unless anyone has anything else, we'll just skip to that.
So yeah, are we going to talk about the freighter coming in from the pirates?
I believe the plan was for you guys to park frigate in Freeport.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm tempted to say we should park the frigate above Freeport and take the shuttle.
And because just kind of wave on them as they land. Say, hi, we're still here.
Or land at the same time as them, or
Yeah, because my other thing is that we don't want to be on the ground when they're still in the air, so just basically kind of land next to them, so to speak.
Land right after them?
Yeah, I mean, granted, they are... It's going to be neutral zone, but yeah. I do
Yeah,
think
I was gonna say we're not sure if they're still taking the rules of Freeport seriously, which is why I was saying that maybe the frigate should remain with partially crewed and powered up, and anyone who's going to talk is going to go down the planet on
Yeah.
a shuttle.
Don't forget it was the pirates who were enforcing the rules of Freeport.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or Freeport had 5 fighters. Guess where they are now?
Ah, drawing.
Well, 2 of them are in your bay because that's how many fit, and the other 3 are in Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We call them up and tell them to be on standby, but not to launch just yet.
Okay. You're already paying them to stay close enough to that they're ready to launch. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, you've paid them for 15 days now, so I don't know how much that is.
So 15
Like,
times 5.
Yeah, you've paid them that much nanophage so far, and plus 2
So
more.
75 nanophage. Okay.
Are we
So
we're just
85.
assuming that like Vance is getting his doses directly from the Omicron core or something, right?
I don't need any for like a couple of years. This rate.
Yeah, you need a shot like to be comfortable. The way that doctors did it on Earth is the way that like you can push it to once every 5 years and not have any trouble. Although the 5-year doses have to be much larger, which is obviously how you guys were equipped. You were given like an enormous booster, and so somewhere in your body is just like a deposit of spare stuff that gets used up over the 5 years. There
Is
are
the cortical
implants that can
recorder-
push it longer, but you don't have those.
Is the cortical recorder and the nanophage mutually
Yes.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Oh.
So yes, once you get a cortical recorder, if you have the nanophage in your system, it will interfere and not allow you to control any implants. So you sort of, the only benefit of the cortical recorder you're getting is if you die. And the nanophage itself, its functionality is somewhat weaker, so that all it's doing is it's sort of like low-level tasks. It's no longer like you can't have any of the advanced strains that do things like what Kimberly Colvin had, where it's like it's a mental enhancement. All of those things.
Mm-hmm.
The only like anti-disease and aging can still work, but nothing advanced. Basically nothing, because they both have to install themselves in your brain. And so the cortical recorder will take precedence, all the nanophage in your brain will die, and the nanophage in your body will stop any implants from working right. Forever.
Okay.
Because they can't coordinate with them.
Yes.
Mind you, that
So-
until like, within some of these people's lifetimes, they were explicitly made by 2
So
opposing factions.
so don't get both because it just screws you.
Yeah, you want one of them, and you want to know which one you want and to be sure of it. In theory, one day these limits could be overcome, but they were not before you left, and you
But-
don't have the large of scientists that would be necessary.
And again,
And we
less
did
than a
decide
generation
that
ago,
you
people
don't
were
need
fighting.
a cortical. If you have the nanophage alone, you can use implants, right?
If you have the nanophage and no cortical nanophage, you cannot use steel tower implants.
But you can use prosthetic.
I think we'll have to figure it out.
Because it doesn't exactly seem relevant at the moment.
Yeah, we'll figure that out when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because we're wandering down a stream that doesn't lead to the plot right now.
And this is our last session for at least a week.
Yeah, I want this session to end when either the big negotiation or the big battle with the pirate, one of those. I want it to end that way we can start on an action with the next one. So, 2 days go by, and you say, are you going to be on the ground or in the air when the pirates arrive?
I say in the air and then follow them down.
in the air and then like arrive soon after them.
Okay, so the pirates stay well away from the Proteus. They wait until it's on the other side of the planet, so they can't be fired upon. Their ship is enormously large. It's actually, as they come closer, you can see that it's actually what looks like a very large asteroid that's been hollowed out. It's got all sorts of propulsion systems on the outside and various openings and stuff, but the inside has presumably been hollowed out, unless they're just shooting an asteroid at the planet. But the fact that it's decelerating on its way in suggests that it's not just a projectile.
Holy high
because
charity captain.
it eventually it's about a third the size of the Proteus. It's just a giant rock.
Wow. Okay.
But it lands in orbit above the planet, and it's communicating with. You can tell that it's using laser to communicate. It just parks there and starts talking. You can't overhear any of it because guess what? That's another benefit of laser lines. It's direct point to point. There is no hacking that communication.
Yeah, we learned this repeatedly in the last game.
Yep. So it parks there and starts talking to the planet.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and park as well.
Okay.
Wait, did it land or just park?
It's in space.
Okay.
It's in orbit now.
Oh, it's in orbit. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's too big to land.
It's yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
hopefully
it's
that
like the size of Freeport.
Okay, I'm gonna ping the three families and let them what exactly is what's happening with this pirate ship orbiting the planet. What kind of communication or deals are they offering?
They say that they will let you know.
So at this point, we need a frigate to be able to communicate with the families, because if it's on the other side of the planet, we don't have laser line, except through frigate.
Yeah, or you could like keep a shuttle in stationary orbit above it empty.
I was kind of under the impression that we need
and relay. Well, I mean, buying a laser line communication system is trivially expensive, so I wouldn't even I wouldn't even worry about it. But let's not dwell with the details here. You talk to him. That's what matters. So, unless you interfere, so another hour goes by and they're still in communication. Are you going to try to interfere or let him keep talking?
Is there any way we could talk with them, like hail them in any way?
The pirates?
Laser? Yeah, pirates.
You can try hailing them. Most ships don't have real communications, but you can try hailing them if you want.
Well, a lot of our communications gear is missing. We should probably at least give it a shot.
Yeah, might as well. Okay.
Okay. The pirate ship answers, and the interior of the ship, spacious
you cut
sort
off
of.
for a sec. Okay.
Okay, so the pirate answers, and it's a full HD video, kind of like communications are, and it's like this large interior space, like massive, with a vaulted ceiling, like all sorts of art, maybe sculptures or whatever of various lewd things, maybe, I don't know. Like this is an unsavory lot, so there's unsavory things in here, and on literally at the back of this thing is this huge man. Like we're talking maybe 7 feet tall, like ebony black skin, and he's got like implants all over his body. Like maybe it looks like maybe he's been like half converted to cybernetic at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And what hair he has is gone white with age, but he still looks strong and muscular despite that. And there's a whole bunch of people around him, maybe like a half dozen sort of slave-looking people, men, women, everyone, all just sort of cowering in his presence, and a whole bunch of guards along the walls. Like he's showing off on the screen, and he says, "It is about time that you called me. Are you here to beg and offer your surrender?"
Not exactly, but I'm willing to strike up a deal. I would prefer you not attack this town below, because there's good people here, and they need all the help they can get.
There is a strange amount of delay before he responds. Almost like they just sort of sit there staring at the camera for longer than it would seem is correct, and then he eventually says, I'm hearing an echo of my own voice. That's bizarre. Who is that coming from?
Usually me. Might not be this time because I'm lowered very far down.
Okay, I'll watch it as I speak here. Looks like it's VB, I think. I'll go back to my normal voice. Oh yeah, it's definitely.
Not me. I'm push to talk.
Oh, you must have had it held then, because it kept coming back up while I was talking, but it's not now. In any case, he says, you would have to offer me quite a price, considering what you have already taken, the debt you already owe. What can you possibly offer that would equal the life of my son?
Prolonged life for many of your crew. We have the technology to manufacture more nanophage, and we'd like to keep manufacturing as much nanophage as possible. These people are in dire need, and I'd say most of this, pretty much everyone is in dire need of this.
Actually, yeah, go on.
So you are saying to me that you have built a method of creating as much of it as you want?
Yes.
Then what is to stop me from taking it? I can kill you and take your ship. I do not need you anymore. You have already built it.
The technology of this ship isn't limited to just nanophage.
I'm gonna cut off the captain's transmission there. Basically, put a hold signal in.
Okay.
And basically say, Captain, you're kind of telling him way too much. I don't think he actually cares about helping these people so much as controlling these people. So
I'm letting him know I have one piece of technology, and that could lead to much that I will not be given the details of.
You're basically telling him, oh, we're a big fat juicy target.
Yes.
And we have no. This is the defense. Like, this is health related. Think of the health related things we have. Imagine the firepower we currently have. Stuff you cannot imagine. This ship is capable of doing.
So you say that to him?
I'd actually start with the firepower.
What?
I'd start with the firepower.
Oh, rather than
shoot him?
No.
He's on the other side of the planet. You're not shooting him, unless you want to have the frigate go attack.
Yeah, which if they're really
no. What I'm advising the captain on is stop thinking about this from a we can help these people standpoint and start thinking about it from a this person doesn't care about helping these people standpoint.
Good point. Okay. All right. Just talk about the weapons we have. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and unmute and apologize vocally, saying, "Sorry, we had a flaw in our communications protocol," and then let him continue.
Actually, can I add something before you do that?
Okay.
If you're trying to intimidate them, it may be worth bluffing a little.
Yeah.
Try to talk up our capabilities. You're trying to scare them off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, are we back online again?
Yes.
Sure. Actually, there's one more thing I was going to add too, which was, well, I can't really because I already said I was going to do the thing. Never mind.
Okay. So, what do you say?
Okay. So the nanophage is merely 1/100th of the ability of this ship. We can knock down ships as needed, and we do not wish to fight. We don't want any more bloodshed than is needed, unlike you. But we have a lot of technology available that you cannot imagine that could be very detrimental to your enterprise. And so we recommend that you leave this place or conduct fair trades with the people down this planet. Trading is fine.
Okay, I'm going to allow the doctor's occupation. She can't roll for anything. Let's see. I will allow Batch then, since he follows societies the most, to make a roll now before I tell you what.
All right, just a roll that I don't know what I'm rolling for.
Yep. You can roll your influence. I will not tell you what you're rolling for until after.
So I just bought a lot of virtual anime novels on Steam, or whatever they're called.
A quick question. I have a data point labeled as Pirates on the Proteus. Does that literally apply to pirates that are currently on the Proteus, or like
Yes.
the fact? Okay.
That's how data points work. They can get outdated very quickly.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, because they're essentially free to get. So.
Okay. I was quite sure if you meant like the pirates that were on the Proteus as a faction.
Okay.
Or what?
So, Batch, the only thing you failed, no consequences except that you don't get the information I was going to give you.
Oh, now I'm curious.
Too bad.
Captain. The captain, whoever this guy is, call us senior, says, "Perhaps your threats would have frightened me once, before your ship was stripped to the bone. I know how little is left aboard. I instructed my crew to remove every useful device, and I had intimate knowledge of what was worth removing. There are no functional missile tubes aboard. You have no point defense devices. Perhaps my sources tell me you have been busy. Perhaps you have fixed some systems. It will not be enough to stop my fleet, I assure you."
Those defenses are merely paltry parts of our plan. Do you really think stripping just those parts could actually do any damage? The whole point of this ship is to be enigmatic, and so the things that are easily taken apart, yes, they are taken off, but there's still much more that would never be found and never uncovered, and even given 2,000 years of trying to scrap this ship.
Okay, why don't you roll your influence?
Oh dear God.
It's fine. What's wrong with rolling?
Partial success. All right.
We
So.
do have some data points on these pirates, do we?
Do we?
Do you have Pirate Society data points?
I have from the Planet and Freeport Society.
Never mind that. Those data points cannot be used on another person, can't they?
No, you can't spend them for someone else.
Okay, then never mind. I'll just keep
And it would take 3 data points. Like, that'd be pretty expensive.
I mean, unless someone wants to help him. But yeah.
I could try rolling again.
I don't know if this is. Do you want to make the
I'm not
captain
sure if-
look weak by
No,
stepping
no,
in and
just-
saying, "Hey,
No,
I
no.
can."
No, just leave it as is.
No, just let the captain do this.
Okay, like the captain could invite you to different roles, but if you step in to help him, that doesn't make him look good.
This is our weapons officer.
So, he says, "Perhaps there are systems I missed. My information was better than I suspect you think. I have been around for a long time. Word of your endeavor, this mission of yours, was common knowledge before the fall of Equestria. I came here seeking your ship, and knew what to look for when I found it. Granted, I thought you would have been more successful than this. My crew imagined we were fleeing to a promised land in those days. And what did we find? Failure. Well, it is no matter now. I will take what I need. You wish for a bargain. I offer you this. Return control of the planet to me, and I will allow you to keep your ship."
I would like to know what you plan to do with the planet below.
What we have always done. Extracted our fee and sold our wares.
So you mean continuing slavery and continuing the problems that are down below, correct?
Doing in every way what I choose to do with my planet, as I do with so many others.
To be fair, they can't get more slaves.
True.
That's how that works, right?
They can get them from other places.
We can breed them.
I mean, it's not like the Proteus is the only place to get a slave.
I always said keep your ship. Do you mean the Proteus or?
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
means the
think that means-
Proteus.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Would we still be able to trade freely with this?
Yes. However, so he just says yes. But out of character, I'm telling you, you're gonna get a lot worse prices because there's gonna be tax. They're gonna be tariffing every single good that you sell. So some of like trades are gonna be more expensive if he controls the planet because you're paying the pirates as well.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Also, they're gonna know everything we buy, so it's not like we can just buy a bunch of weapons and.
Yeah, and not to mention, I would not put it past them to pull some shit like they did on us before, where they had the ships follow us out of the safe zone.
You never found out if that was like pirates doing that or if it was just like merchants who wanted your.
LCD.
Yeah, because the whole city saw your shuttle. You just landed it right in the middle of the port.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to do either course of action you choose, sir.
I would like a few minutes to discuss this with my crew, if that's okay with you.
Very well. Although since every message you've sent, he's taken like a full minute to respond to, you could have gotten at least a minute without, until he noticed that you weren't responding anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
But I mean, then you would be silent for the next minute. So
He's a gracious man. So.
Okay. So I'm assuming I'm addressing my crew. All
Yes.
right. What do you guys think?
Well, it would at this point be a one giant asteroid versus one frigate deal, plus however many fighters we have. I wouldn't put past that giant thing to have some fighters of his own and bombers of his own. However, if we could, I suspect the guy's smart enough not to follow us back into the range of the Proteuses, weapon.
Yeah, can the Proteus attack it from here?
No, they deliberately avoided us, even though
yeah,
that does in fact imply that he knows about it.
I was gonna say, have we made enough repairs that we can move out of the ring now? No.
you're still trapped in the
Oh,
ring.
yeah,
You don't even know why.
So.
And you haven't done anything to repair. So if you try to accelerate, you might just break apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's why I think I think this guy's actually not entirely what he seems, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that something seems fishy about the response times there. Is there anything I can do to try to figure out why?
Sure. You could roll your what is expertise? I believe would be the right skill for this.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to try to figure out why.
All right, you rock. So your data point is going to be pirate communication. So anything related to pirate communication, and you discover.
Does that include his pirate radio?
No, unless he's calling pirates on his pirate radio, then it does. You discover that he is not aboard that asteroid. You are darn sure. If you had to guess, you would probably postulate that he has some sort of that he might have sort of a laser line, the sort of thing I described with like a bucket chain of probes back across the system. Your best guess is he's using something like that to control this ship from far away. If he's it is about the right amount of delay for that to be the case. You do not think he's aboard.
Actually, thinking about it, have you ever watched the news where they're talking to the correspondent, how they'll ask him a question, it'll take him like 2 or 3 seconds to respond? It's probably like just that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have told you that.
I'm gonna say that someone should figure out what this asteroid is now, since it seems to not be the capital ship.
Well, I mean, I can think of a few uses of it. Can we? Are we close enough to see if it has any visible armaments on it?
You saw it when it was on approach. If someone wants to roll their interface to see what scan they took while it flew by.
Well, considering that I'm the pilot of the actual frigate, which would have been one in visual contact with it.
Yeah, you could do it. You're right now. You're in contact now, so you could, or anyone else who's aboard the frigate.
So I'm gonna just roll interface then.
Okay. It does not appear to have any weapons but its drives, its engine systems are enormous. like much larger than you would need to move it in space.
Oh, I know what they're fucking doing, I think.
Yeah, same here.
There's a colony drop.
Oh, they're gonna kill everyone down below.
That's their big stick.
Yep, there's no armor, there's no bullets, there's nothing. It looks like up close, it isn't really that hollowed out. There's just giant, they carved out enough to put in some giant engines, and that's it. And some antennas, and that's it.
So they're so they could just drop that thing on the planet below and kill everybody.
Well, it would kill everyone in Freeport if it hit Freeport. It wouldn't do much to the rest of the planet.
What's the data point I got?
Your data point is on the workings of this ship, of the asteroid ship. So anything to do with that asteroid ship.
Yeah,
so, like, hitting its weak spot.
Here's the thing: you might want to call up the families and see if they threaten to drop that thing on them.
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, laser line that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The colonies don't. So they become very evasive suddenly, and they don't confirm or deny anything. However, they sound very afraid, and it looks like they're nodding at the camera when no one's looking.
Okay.
So.
All right. So basically,
wait.
everyone dies
Wait,
or gets
wait.
the planet. Looks like he
One
just gets the
question.
planet.
Why would they be evasive if we're laser lining them?
They might have men in the room.
There may be bugs. It may be bugged somewhere.
Fair, okay.
There could be a psychic among them.
That doesn't exist. There is dark magic and pony-related things, but
Boy, oh boy, that feel when you have an idea, but you're not with the group.
you could
Wait, where are you?
probably give them your idea.
I
Yeah,
thought,
but
I just
we have
can't
internal
roll
communication.
anything.
Yeah, you can't roll. You could suggest something.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could just message the ship, we have a quantum
So-
communicator.
How close is the asteroid in range of the Proteus?
No.
No,
Okay.
they purposely avoided the Proteus, which again suggests that they know about the Proteus's weapon.
No,
Or at the very
just
least-
they assume it may have something. They don't even. They may not know the exact.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
What is that weapon? But
Like, it's not like they flew exactly right outside your range. They stayed as far away as
as
Mathematically-
possible.
They
the
gave us a
entire
wide berth.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Never mind then.
I don't see a way out of this other than he gets the planet, and I may
Can we do any damage to the engines on this thing with the frigate?
Well, then that would just might leave it turning down to the planet. I was about to say it's
Yeah.
too bad I didn't take Explorer last time because I could have done something stupid.
Well, the real question is not could you damage the engines, but could you damage them enough to stop it from getting enough
Hell,
Wait,
just
right.
having it crash land, even without engines,
Yeah.
is probably enough to take out a big.
If it's anywhere near the city's pretty much toasted.
Can we destroy the communication systems on this thing before they can trigger it to launch?
Or we have hackers.
Wait! I just realized something. They have to have a line of laser line probes to be able to get to be able to communicate with the asteroid, right?
Yep.
Is there?
They probably have a fail-safe though that if it stops communicating, it'll just drop.
Faith agrees that that's a likely eventuality.
Yeah.
But what if what if we took over their laser line?
They're kind of really hard to hack, guys.
Not hack. We send a laser line pretending to be them.
Yeah, we still need
To
to
the-
spoof
to the
their
asteroid.
system.
Yeah, can we?
Faith, is that even possible?
Theoretically, you would need to find the laser line receiver on their ship. Then you would need to succeed at convincing the onboard computer using a security protocol that we have never even observed that you indeed are the enemy ship. In that case, our commands will likely be received first, given our distance. They could be received instantaneously, versus what appeared to be approximately 30 seconds of processing time and various interpolation delay as the messages are forwarded between probes between here and the other side of the system. It is possible, however, if we fail, it may activate a failsafe.
And if nothing else, they just might press the button either way.
Yes, if we fail, they will certainly know within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 1 minute or whatever it is. 30 seconds one way, so they'll know in 30 seconds that we tried it.
Yeah. The only other thing I could think of, and again, this is if I had the explorer's, recklessness thing, ram it and just push it out of the way.
Well, you don't need a merit you don't need a skill to be reckless. You be reckless.
Yeah, but recklessness makes it a 50-50 chance.
Oh.
Our
Which would
frigate
be much better
isn't-
than what we have already.
Isn't our frigate like an eighth the size of that thing?
It's very small, and the big problem is the mass. Your frigate is mostly empty. That's solid iron.
Yeah. I'm gonna basically my character is gonna say that he suggests finding this thing's communications tether and backtracing that to, or rather intercepting that to try to find their communications protocol.
The thing is
Like,
that they cannot
Do
be...
a literal man-in-the-middle attack.
Exactly.
You just block the laser.
We're gonna DDoS it.
You receive one laser line coming in, and then send it back out, but add your own data to it.
Yeah.
So
we
are
just
we
thought-
fighting with the pirates, or are we making a deal with them?
You could just take the deal and let them have the planet.
Because we just went from one to the other now.
Again,
No.
remember, the entire point of this laser line is that they're pretty hard to intercept. Impossible to intercept.
Well, it's impossible to intercept without the other party near instantly. Although, because of how far away they are,
Yeah, we'll have about a minute to be able to.
yeah, a minute before their response signal arrives. Or it's possible that if there's a failsafe that activates the instant communication is lost, then it'll switch on right away.
Then
Because
again-
it'll just depend on how it's configured, how their ship is set up.
and how badly we roll.
Considering how our rolls have been.
Let's just say this, we've been... Yeah, I'm going to leave the ultimate decision up to you, Captain.
The problem is you're metagaming right now, and we can't do that.
Yeah.
No, but
What would your characters do?
Yeah, exactly.
I would try to negotiate how this control over the planet's going to work, and how it's going to work with us.
Well,
And-
basically, it boils down to they can do what buy and sell and visit as much as you want.
Yeah, just so you know, out of character, I'm doing this as if my character is pissed about the fact that these pirates exist right now. So he's like, anything we can do to undermine them is the thing he's going to suggest.
My character is planning how to start an underground aid movement of.
It doesn't have to be that
supplying-
underground. We can just.
No, it
it's
has to be
trade.
underground.
Also remember that if we attack that asteroid, we still have at least 9 other ships to contend with.
Yes, although you'll have 2 days before they arrive.
Yeah.
The pirates don't want us dead as badly as they used to now.
Mhm.
Also, how's it only a minute there? If light takes 4 hours to travel, even with the relays.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I overlooked that point. I think we're just gonna have to hand wave it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that maybe at some point, a quantum entanglement thing is involved, but it still takes...
Yeah, there's some funkies going on here because the laws of physics do not permit this communication system to exist.
My
But on the other hand, the laws of physics would make this a really boring negotiation.
Just 5 hours between each line.
Yeah, as I say,
Yeah.
we got a Mark Watney situation going on here where the movie set that up.
Yeah, because I was about to say, is 5 hours enough for our ship to come, the Proteus to come around?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe. No, but he doesn't. He's not dumb enough to think you're gonna buy it if it's been 5 hours between each message. I'm on the asteroid. Trust me, guys. This is my ship.
Yeah.
5 hours later, he reacts.
These are just really good canned messages.
Well, in that case, I'll give you guys as the players one of two choices because Choice 1 is that they're using some sort of like really advanced communication system like you guys have, which means you're not going to be able to hack it like a laser line. Choice 2 is that we retcon this entire thing to have been like text messages over the time that the ship's been on its way in. And so it is using laser lines, and it's been a long time. You've been bouncing these back with hours between each message.
Wait, does that mean the asteroid isn't above the planet anymore?
Well, it will be. Like at the end of it's still gonna be there when the scene ends. Like we're basically like pushing the start of when you started negotiating way back in time.
I mean, personally, it makes more sense to me that we would try contacting them as they came in, but
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm leaning towards advanced communication suite because a standard hail work.
yeah, I mean, I can see either or. I think that it makes sense that if this is the pirate captain guy, he probably has sprung for the entanglement thing if they exist.
Okay, so in that case, they're not using laser lines.
Or at least, I'm picturing is that they have a buoy that does laser line for the last step because they don't want to crash their other end of their.
No, but then the buoy's just sitting out there. Like that's not much better for them. There's an entangled buoy, like completely undefended, just floating out in space.
Right, but then again, if these things are super rare, would they really use it on basically a kamikaze bomb?
I don't think they intend to blow up their slaves. Like, I think that's more a last resort option here. So it's a board. The entanglement is a board. There's no laser lines involved. They're using standard communications. There was no delay during the conversation. My math worked out badly. I apologize. That's my.
I feel like we deserve a data point for that. No.
You got one when you scanned them and you realized they weren't a board.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you can no longer intercept the data line. That doesn't stop you from doing other things like trying to whatever, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, they got an advanced communication suite now. We got an Omicron core.
Wait, does that mean we could hack them? Because
I don't think that's what Omicron cores are known for.
Well, actually they are. They're known for being able to hack steel tower stuff and like being... Possibly? I don't know, Faith, what do you think?
More experienced Omicron cores trained in penetration have been able to accomplish feats like this in the past. I do not know if I would be capable until I attempt it. I may fail, and my attempt will be detected in either case. If I succeed, it will not matter, as I will have gained ship.
Here's the thing. Do we have any hackers on board? I swear to God we had one.
Yes, but I am not in the camp of let's fight the pirates when we could have found a peaceful solution.
Right.
Wait. Who's in the fight the pirates camp?
Because all I want now is the Proteus. We have the Proteus.
Yeah, we have the Proteus. We can trade below. I don't like it, but
I mean,
it's gonna be shit. But on the bright side, we aren't putting ourselves up against an entire faction. We're at best neutral of them. They don't want to kill us anymore.
Or at least openly.
Back.
Yeah, At this point, I feel that the price of failure of trying to disable this device
is too high.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to YOLO it, but like legitimately wants to YOLO it, but if we do so, like there's at least going to be at least a handful of deaths involved at the very least.
Like if we actually
the only other thing I
these
can think
guys,
of,
we're going to need the element of surprise.
Another thing I can think of it is if worse comes worse, we can try blowing up the engine, which would cause it that could possibly cause the asteroid to break up harmlessly into atmosphere as it falls.
That isn't really how dense metal You can fire all your weapon systems into it all day, and its own gravity will hold together as a big sack of rocks, and none of them are going to burn up.
I meant the engines, like.
Oh, the engines would burn up, sure, but I mean the asteroid's still going to.
I mean, like the engines explode, fragment the asteroid.
Oh,
yeah.
It might.
Yes, but then you turn one falling object into many. That might actually cause even more widespread.
You turn it into a shotgun, essentially, if you do that. It's still coming. It still crashes into the planet, and none of them are. They're not going to be burning up.
So my proposal is that we send Bruce Willis onto it.
Oh, wait, I'm a space roughneck. I can do this. I said this
You
repeatedly.
could hack the asteroid. Like, there's nothing stopping you, but
Yeah.
Can
If
I
that's what you
can I
wanna
can I
do.
like write it like Ego does in Galaxy 2?
Yeah,
you
so-
can write it like they do in Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah, but just so you know, out of character, out of character, what we do here will only have.
I cannot not hear that first part.
We have the thing, but what?
I don't hear that first part because someone's chair was creaking really loudly.
I was gonna say out of character. This is one of those situations where I'm just gonna say that this is all about factions and our standing with them. In character, I just want to kill pirates. After what I've seen.
Out of character, it's past 11, and this is honestly the most stressful part of my week. Okay,
Well, make your decision and we can end.
Yeah,
All right,
I will
I guess-
follow you into the bowels of hell at this point.
all
is
right,
it
so
is it hack or agree to sell the?
agree to sell the planet.
All right. He says, very well then. My fleet will arrive to formalize this agreement in 3 days. I look forward to meeting you all in person. And the transmission ends.
Okay,
And so does the session.
All right.
thank goodness. Oh gosh, someone else be captain next week. Oh gosh.
You win.
Okay.